Let me see. I think we good. I think we live. We are live. We are live. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Commodore Laz here today, bringing to you guys another Issa Chill stream, part 11. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Vince Gang, Wrestlemania 34, NXT Takeover, New Orleans. But we're not alone. We have a couple of wrestling comrades here today. Of course, we got the King himself, Leap Squad, aka King Recon.
Yo, what's good, everybody, man? Leap Squad, baby.
Hey, gang. And then we have One Piece, aka Silva, came through as well. Vince Gang, man. Shout out to Ghetto. But nah, man, we're here today. We're going to talk about a little bit of NXT Takeover, make our predictions as well for WrestleMania. For like the next 30 minutes or so, we'll see. Might have a couple more people jump in the call afterwards. But yeah, let's just talk about NXT Takeover, man. This weekend, I think just in general, we can agree when it comes to the independent scene, when it comes to, I think, just everything in general, this is probably looking like some of the best wrestling we're going to see on a WrestleMania weekend. Not even just from Vince, but everyone. Absolutely. It's crazy. Dude, Ring of Honor has has a crazy show coming up with Cody and Kenny Omega. It just has a lot of stuff.
Like Saturday, right?
I think it's Friday or Saturday, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
They usually have their shows on Friday.
Yeah, because they don't want to. They want to go against Takeover, man. They take an extra L's. But let me see. Oh yeah, we got Sting in here. He said, "What's gonna happen with John Cena?" We'll actually make predictions regarding him when we get to the WrestleMania parts. Silver's is in here as well. Johnny Wrestling. Yo, Silver, what's good, man? What's
Yo.
Let me see. But yeah, well, let's get started into it. So, okay, so we'll go with the. So we have 5 matches for NXT Takeover New Orleans. Unfortunately, it's on the WWE site. I can't really show it off here because of Wiki. But first match it says here first match. We'll actually get the actual proper card come Saturday. But the first one on the card right here, it says Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. Unsanctioned match. If Gargano wins, he'll be reinstated to NXT. And if Ciampa wins, Gargano will be banned from NXT. Now, we'll start off with Silva. Silva, who do you have in that match?
I have Ciampa. I think Johnny is more enough.
Yeah.
The match, so yeah, makes sense.
I share that same sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think Ciampa. I think Ciampa wins. I think Johnny's gonna give him a hell of a fight. I think he's gonna. It's gonna be one of those because it's such a personal story that he's gonna leave him with a scar. I think something's gonna happen where he's gonna leave him with such a moment that he's never gonna forget.
I also think Ciampa needs more.
Yeah.
I'm trolling.
Oh, Lucio, let's go. Yeah, we started the stream, but I would get your thoughts. Gargano and Ciampa. Since it's the first match on the card, right? Who do you have winning?
Who I winning?
Yeah.
Cena.
Oh, you're troll.
As you should.
As he should.
No, but for real, Johnny G needs to win.
Yeah.
He has to at this point.
So he stays in NXT then. Because he wins, he stays, and then if he loses, he leaves. Yeah.
I don't know if they want to keep him in NXT because he brings so much money in for them though.
That's what. Yeah, he's bringing in what's I wouldn't say what Sami Zayn was doing, but around the first champions and stuff like Finn and thing. He's starting to get. I say getting there at least. Yeah, I mean probably a little bit more now. I think after the 5-star in January. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
I feel like there's some people who just succeed more in the NXT system. And I feel like he should need to stay there, and I feel like he's one of those guys. Unfortunately, he just needs to stay.
Definitely. Let me see. Yeah, see, Cher Marks is in here. Yo, what's good? Hold on. Oh, my bad, Recon. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say so let's just say hypothetically,
right?
He does stay. What's next for Gargano? If he does win.
Yeah, because does he go for the world title?
He gotta win a title. He gotta win some title, bro.
I don't think he's gonna win any belt.
NXT, yeah.
I'm just scared that he might get the Sami Zayn treatment on the main roster.
Yeah, I mean the size doesn't help him either, man. It's something I feel like he might, because my heart says I don't want him in 205 Live, but then I appreciate what H is doing right now. Yeah, but it's he's good enough. It's you're looking at AJ, you look at Finn, those guys. He's good enough to be put in those positions. So it's I mean, if he does go, it has to be a SmackDown. I think Raw he'll be stuck in the shuffle as long as Braun, those guys are there.
That wouldn't be a bad.
No. I don't think it would be, but the thing is, I don't see him being there for the short term. I think Vince would probably keep him there for the long term and stuff, unless he's completely off. I know he's not taking care of the booking, but I can see him still having some kind of influence over Triple H.
Yeah, and even if he went to 205 Live, because 205 Live is coming up. It
Yeah.
really is.
No, that's true.
I think it's gonna be one of the. I think it's gonna be like known as like more of not like a B brand, but more of like its own brand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in there, even if they open up like a tag division. I can see him being a cruiserweight champ. I can see him holding a long reign too.
Yeah. Wait, let me get the chat real quick. Candyman says, "Hey lads, stay safe in the windstorm." Dragon kicked up, trying to solidify his place in that Brago tournament. Hey man, I don't know, man. Thank God we got stone walls, man. Dragon's kicking up a storm. He heard that 901's not coming out for another week, and yeah, man. Let me see. North American title thoughts. We're gonna get into that afterwards. Gargano with a W. Gargano's the best, perfect baby face. What's good, Straw Hat Gamer? 205 Live gets no exposure. That's well. It's because of where it's at pretty much right now. Because it's like right after like SmackDown, right? I think that should be like before SmackDown. You know, capture at least tape it and then air it after SmackDown. Because then at least you're getting the people coming into the show, and you have a way hot like crowd to start like SmackDown stuff. Even if it goes to shits afterwards, at least you have that.
So I still think that's not.
I guess 205 is doing so good. I guess the rumor is it's going to be its own show and it's going to be like its own date possibly, and it's going to be 2 hours.
2 hours. Because what's it getting now? 30? It's getting an hour or 30?
Yeah, like 30 minutes, 45.
It deserves an hour at least, I think, especially if they're gonna bring the tag titles in.
The mixed match challenge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the mixed match challenge, gets in the way too. Yeah.
So it's gonna be an hour after Mania.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But we all pretty much agree. I think either Ciampa's gonna go over.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think Ciampa's gonna go over too, because I think Ciampa's gonna feud with someone for a belt too. If he goes over, he's gonna feud with somebody.
Well, I guess we'll go to the next belt. Yeah, we'll go to the next belt because ladder match. And North American Championship, we have Adam Cole, we have EC3, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Velveteen Dream, and the one and only Ricochet. This match.
Oh, Lars Sullivan's never winning, bro, because Vince has it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him going up to Lars after a while, but maybe going for the heavyweight title. I could see him contending for it. Like, he was supposed to actually be the one facing Almas before his injury. But, yeah, I don't see him winning here either. I think for me, personally, because it depends on what happens in the next match, right? I'm going to go ahead and say EC3 wins it.
Oh, you're saying EC3? Oh, wow. I'm not even saying that.
Because I still feel like I still feel like in the same sense is that because I just don't see Cole holding 2 titles at the same time. I just don't. You know what I mean? Because like you kind of want, especially with Bobby out injured and stuff, right? You want to at least keep one thing so you're not juggling 2 things with 2 people. You know?
Yeah.
Like Cole could do it, but I think it would take away from another wrestler. That's what I'm saying for a title.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I think who should have it is Velveteen. But
That's what I was about to say.
I think EC3 might get it.
I wouldn't be upset either. Dream would be good too.
Yeah, I think Lars, Dane, and Ricochet have like no chance of getting in.
Yeah, I don't think Ricochet either. That would be way too early. Jump in the company and then just get the title. I mean, EC3 technically is doing that, but he has clout though already.
Ricochet is gonna be there to like do the flips and make the match better.
So,
like honestly.
So let's just say this. Let's just say that at Brooklyn, who's facing EC3 for the title, like because I know that out of this ladder match, we're gonna get other subsequent little rivalries. They're gonna take place over the TV tapings next couple of weeks. But like maybe if they have another show in between, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have another show during like Payback, Extreme Rules type. It's somewhere in that range.
I'm recon. They're having one this year behind Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, okay. So around Money in the Bank season, they have another show. So at that show, who faces EC3 for the North American title? I'm going to assume this is going to be the mid card that they're building up right now. I think they're probably going to save like the heavy guns for Brooklyn. So who faces EC3 as into like who's EC3 going to beat? Who's he going to beat first?
I don't think he's winning the title.
Okay. Explain. As into like who's he?
One anyway, show him for a quick second.
Yeah.
Kind of shit on him a little bit. He said like, you gotta like, you gotta deserve it. You gotta win this. I don't think he's winning. I think Adam Cole is definitely. I think he's gonna be the winner. But I think Ricochet Ricochet is gonna be the big dark horse, bro. Everybody say no chance. Dude, people are talking too much about him, bro. And this man over, bro.
Yeah.
With all his stuff in Triple H. So yeah, he put him way over, bro. If Triple H has it, he's gonna have Ricochet win.
Trevor,
Hold on.
People are talking too much about him, bro. And
yeah,
this man over, bro.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see, because I think the chat's saying something about the volume's kind of low. See if you guys can raise your volumes in Discord. On Discord, yeah, because let me see.
I think the other matches are kind of predictable, but on this card.
Yeah. The guys in the chat, let me know how the volume is and stuff. Just make sure it's all good. But because they're saying it's kind of quiet on your side, I have a legit max volume.
Oh, wait, for me?
I think for everyone. I think everyone.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm using a different mic.
Yeah. That's probably why.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me switch my other mic then. Let me see.
Yeah, because it says for everyone though, so I don't know. But let me see. Just make sure. That's really weird. I guess OBS has been acting up, man. I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Let me see. Yeah, you're better. I'm gonna see for the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know in the chat how it is.
Yeah, you're a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're low, but like I guess like I don't know. let's go. So like so I said EC3, Silva. What was yours?
Dream.
You said Dream Moose.
Yeah.
I have
Who'd you pick?
Wait, what happened? Hello?
Moose.
Oh.
Come back, Moose.
Come on, yo. Moose got destroyed. Moose, what happened?
It's Supreme Cat.
It's Supreme Cat.
I mean, Darrell was here early.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
What was your pick, Moose?
All right. No, my bad, bro. The spider hit me up. Adam Cole.
Adam Cole? Okay. And Recon, your pick.
All right. I was gonna go with Dream, but since Silva picked him, you know what? I'm gonna go with Ricochet, man. Screw it.
Yeah.
Screw
I remember.
it. Just to have a different. But for me, I really want Dream to win a title.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Just on a personal note, I'll never forget first watching Patrick Clark in a local house show right here next to my house, and I've always loved his talent, man. I've always loved the way that he executes certain maneuvers in the ring, the way that he sells. So I've always liked the passion he puts into his work as well, man. And with the Velveteen Dream character has come so far that I think that would be the perfect first champ for a title. And that's why I was trying to bring up the thing earlier about the whenever the title does get defended, who beats who and that kind of stuff. Because I would like him to get a solid run with the title, because if he does, which I do, if he does win the belt, he's losing it at Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But then he moves up, maybe. I'm pretty sure that he moves up after that.
Yeah.
But I want to see the Velveteen Dream with the title, because he's been one of those guys that has been there for a while. And I'm not saying that like everyone who's been there deserves a title, but with the work that he put on with Aleister Black, I think it'd be awesome for Aleister and Velveteen to win the title on the same night, man. So that's just that's why I would like Dream to win. But if any of the other guys win, I think NXT does its word no matter who wins tonight, man. So that's just good. So
Also, Velveteen, Patrick Clark is amazing, bro.
He is.
His talent level is beyond, like, he could be one of the next big, huge stars in...
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I love his work, yo. He really focuses on the character aspect, which is the best aspect.
Yeah. You know,
NXT, bro, they pretty much fireized Chris Hero, bro, because of this man, bro.
Yeah. We'll get here afterwards and stuff, but let's jump into the next one, though. So we have the tag match. Undisputed Era, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, aka Future Shock, teaming up to take on the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. So I said if Cole, yeah, because Fish is out for 6 months. So he tore. Yeah, because So that's why I said, because like I can't see them doing double duty, because you're taking away from another title for someone else. So if, let's say Dream or Ricochet wins, right? Like one of those guys, at least, like, they'll have the title, and then Cole can have at least the backup, which is the tag titles. Because I can see him. I think he's great as a tag team wrestler too. But I would have to say it has to be the Undisputed Era. If Cole's losing the ladder match, he's winning the tag match.
Absolutely. I feel the same way.
Yeah. What else do you guys think?
Pete Dunne to win, but
Shock the system.
Shock the system, yeah. You see, like, they come back with like the Future Shock gear.
Shell shock.
Oh man, but no, Moose, Silva. What'd you say?
A quick thing.
Yeah.
Ebo said that he's trying to find the thing. That's what he just messaged me.
Let me see. Oh, just tell him, yeah, just when he gets on Discord, because he was on. When he gets on Discord, just jump in the one on the left side where it shows the referee. Okay. I don't know if he's going on his phone or not. But, yeah, 6 months.
I feel like this is more of a predictable match. I think the outcome is more predictable.
Yeah.
Because I think AOP is going up at this point.
At this point, I don't think they... I think... Do they take the fall, though?
I don't know.
Because it's like if you're going to build... Let's say they go SmackDown, right? And they're going to be facing...
You gotta let Roderick Strong take the fall, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. Like, because I can't see the pain off as a pain just because, like, if they're going to be facing off, let's say, with the Bludgeon Brothers, let's say they go to SmackDown, because that's going to be their, like, competition for the Bludgeon Brothers. They got to face someone like the Office of Pain who could take them out. Right?
I'd rather they go to Raw, man. Raw's tag team division right now is pretty cheeks. They need something. SmackDown's tag division is godly right now.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. That's
true. Very true. Yeah. I'm seeing right now. Shrek says Authors of Pain should go to Raw because there's no tag teams. Yeah, I believe that's true. That's true. Very true.
Yeah.
But Moose and Silva, would you say your picks were? Recon, you said the era, no?
Yeah, I said shock the system.
The era is also my pick. That is the era.
Okay.
I think Adam Cole has to leave with the belt.
Yeah, both. You think he'll go with both? Okay. So Undisputed.
No, I think I think he's just gonna leave with the tag belt.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, so we're jumping in now into Ember Moon defending the NXT Women's title against Shayna Baszler, former Stardom star, who I think is gonna take it. I think Ember Moon will. She'll probably get the title rematch. I think sometime for NXT Chicago when they did the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and then they'll gradually, slowly bring her over to the main roster come SummerSlam. So I think Shayna loses here, and then after Summer they start building to Kyrie taking the belt. So yeah, Shayna takes the W.
For me, Ember retains.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
For me, I go with Ember retaining also.
Yeah. Okay. So 3-1. Okay. And then we go straight to the main event, man.
Wait. No. I think Silva. What is it?
Silva, Silva. What did you say? Yeah.
I said Shayna. Yeah.
You said Shayna. Yeah, you said
so
Shayna.
2-2.
Oh, it's 2-2. Hey, Silva gang. Let's go.
And then Ebo the Schlag Daddy's here.
Oh, yeah, she is. Oh shit. Ebo. Wait.
Bow down to the.
Bruh.
How's everybody doing, man?
Hey, you good? Hey, Ebo, let's get your thoughts in because we're about to get to the world title match. Yeah, you good?
Hello? Yeah, okay. You like briefly. What did you say?
I was saying we're about to get to like the world title match.
Oh wait, what are you guys doing right now?
We're doing NXT.
We're currently going through our NXT predictions.
All right.
Oh wait. Before we do that, did any of you guys catch the Go Home NXT episode?
No.
I'm gonna have to watch it later on.
Yo, Recon, the promos were godly.
Yeah, that's what someone was saying.
Yo.
But yo, Ebo,
Right,
let's get your thoughts. So Gargano and Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have winning that?
I mean, you know, I
Alright, got end the stream.
here's the thing. So like,
Hold on, bro. No. Now you have to deliver your answer in Meltzer's voice. Yeah,
you have to. There's no choice.
You know, they want to move Gargano. You know, they want to bring him up to 205, but I don't. Yeah, 205 would be terrible, Dave. I know. I don't know. Nah, but so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Today, literally on this day was when I marathoned the entire build of this show, right?
Right.
And so before that, without like context, I was just like, okay, Gargano's gonna get his big babyface win here, right? And now a part of me is considering that the build and the setup is that Gargano has been fired because of what Ciampa did to cost him in his previous match against Andrade on an NXT episode, right?
Right.
And that this is an unsanctioned match where he's basically not a roster member and he's just fighting him. To me, I kind of feel like this is Ciampa's spot to beat him and get like the ultimate heel heat. Right. So I'm actually gonna go with a really unlikely prediction and say Ciampa wins this match.
I'm on the same boat.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Because I feel I feel like because with Johnny were to win, right? Like I personally think like Ciampa would benefit more considering he's been out of action. So like if he takes another loss here, it's like even for his character, like what does that do for him?
Really, just it makes him mad irrelevant.
Because it's like even with Gargano, like realistically, the loss of Almas does not do anything bad to him. Because it just proved that he's gonna be like the Daniel Bryan soon. Like people will be chanting that damn man's name, Johnny Wrestling, like
Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah.
Johnny Wrestling.
And you imagine, bro, he might have a 5-star classic soon with Dragon 18. Like that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be a godly match, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll speed through the picks so we can get to the move on. So the ladder match for the North American title, who you have winning?
Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream.
Yay, good man.
All right. The tag match.
The 3-way, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Undisputed Era.
Okay.
Shock the system.
And then
I heard that at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh man. And Moon and Baszler.
Women's wrestling.
Oh, you all right? Stream ends. Where is it?
It's I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I don't. I'm gonna say Ember wins it in another hard fought match.
As she should.
Yeah, exactly as she should.
Well, I guess we'll talk about it after I stream and stuff. Who we think she drops the belt to later. But let's get to the final match on the card, the main event. We have La Sombra taking on my boy Tommy End. Yeah, I was gonna say Ebo. I think you have an echo a little bit.
Oh, do I?
I think it's you. Yeah, a little bit.
Wait. How about now?
Let me see. I think you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Let me see. Actually, no, I hear it still.
It's still there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Shit. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Ebo.
All right, are we good now?
Let me see. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we got Tommy End versus La Sombra, aka Aleister Black, versus Andrade Cien Almas. Listen, man, I'm a Tommy End tard. The man is amazing, but it's proven that he could take a loss. It just matters on what they're gonna do with the build afterwards, because even if he takes a loss now, you still gotta book him kind of high, considering how much he can bring to the table, not just like in his wrestling work, but as like the fans, they love him. Probably not as much as like Johnny right now. Johnny's like is like the true baby face. But as a wrestler, man, this guy can really work. So I think I say Almas retains, but then on the return, which is going to be Chicago or Brooklyn, Black takes it. So this one I'm going Almas.
I think Black.
You think Black?
I think Black also. I'm taking Aleister Black.
I'll be surprised if it is.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? I want to change that. I'm gonna go with John Cena. He doesn't have a match right now at all, but
Yeah, factual. He could show up and just win it all.
Yeah. Shrek was saying
He'll cash in the cockman.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Shrek says if Black loses, he'll probably move up to the main roster. Do you think he'll go straight to the main roster, or he has more time in NXT?
I could see Goku Black on the main roster.
If he's not winning the title, then he's going. But I don't know. So here's the thing. This is another prediction that I changed it once I started watching how they built it, because initially, like I'm just looking when the spoilers came out and the card of the whole takeover was out, I was like, okay, this is clearly the spot where Aleister takes the belt from Andrade, who's basically just kind of not. I don't want to use the word filler, but he was the guy to bridge the gap until Aleister was ready to kind of take the title, right? That's how I saw it. But something tells me that this match isn't going to main event the show. Like, something tells me Gargano and Ciampa is. And if it does, if Gargano and Ciampa is the main event of the show, then that guarantees me, not guarantees, but that also heightens the possibility of a kind of bullshit DQ kind of fuck finish with like the heel kind of doing what he has to do to win. Yeah. Because if you've been watching the build and stuff, like it seems like Andrade is really just like trying to like legitimize his title run and act like he's not scared of Aleister and all this and that. And so it kind of tells me like instead of coming out like a chump, like he would rather just kind of like BS his way into keeping his belt and running away with it. So that tells me I wouldn't be surprised if WWE kind of NXT stays with Almas, and if it's not main eventing, then that really increases the likelihood of it not being like a clean finish. So I'm gonna actually say Almas wins this match.
Yeah,
which I didn't predict before today.
Okay,
that's actually a really strong argument, because I was about to say Aleister Black, no question, but after hearing that, you bring up a good point in terms of if it's the main event or not. If it's the main event,
they're not gonna close it with a finish like that. Yeah.
I see Aleister Black winning, but if Gargano and Ciampa end up in main eventing, as you said, I think it's definitely gonna
because if Black win the belt, that's a big thing. That's a massive thing if Black wins it. Because like remember a year ago he did. This is the thing I forgot too. This is the insane part. He debuted last year, right? And his first opponent was Almas. You go 1 year around, and they're facing for the belt.
Right?
Yo, that's crazy.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's how crazy it is. Yeah, like Triple H, his storytelling is insane. Shout out to Michael Cole. Yeah, but yeah, that's the NXT card. For those guys, of course, in the chat right now, let us know in the comments afterwards your own picks for NXT, because right now we're moving on ahead to WrestleMania 34. We'll try and blitz through at least the pre-show. We'll get through we'll brush through the pre-show, then we get straight to the main card. The WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
Give me the green light.
I expect the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal to start off.
Why? Man, that's like the worst match in history.
Hey, you gotta start from worst to best.
Women's wrestling.
That's why.
Anyway,
I think they should do a thing. Personally, I think for the Women's Battle Royal, it's like whoever wins gets a title shot the next pay-per-view. I don't know why they haven't done that. At least for the
I don't either, bro. It's like
at least for the men's.
Can't they give some type of stake to these damn trophies?
Yeah.
You just get a pelvic trophy, bro. Like, what's going on, bro?
Yo, you know what's the funny thing before we get into the predictions? Like, I was thinking about that. Like, so Corey Graves tried to get over the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal thing.
Yeah.
And on Raw, and he this is what he said. This is, I don't know what it was. It just had me dying. Like, he was like because I broke down a lot with my brother and broke down why this is stupid as hell. So like he was like, I mean, we saw the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It propels careers. Last year Jinder was in the final 2 and he won the title that year. And I was like, okay. I told my brother,
look at
I paused
Mojo.
Raw, right? I paused Raw. I was like, okay, look, Mojo won that belt. He's not even on TV right now.
Yeah.
And and I said, what physically about being in that battle royal, Jinder finishing number 2, like gave him a power up that made him win the title? Like, there's no correlation.
Yeah.
It just happened that he won the title.
Yeah.
Like, so to me, I'm like, this whole concept is so dumb. It's like, yo, put some type of stake on this thing. Like, we've been doing this for 4 years now, and it's still literally just a meaningless battle royal to hold a trophy. But at least the male trophy is Andre and not like a body part. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah. So also, yeah, I was
talking about the former winners, but Baron Corbin pretty much is getting buried every week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is something there is something I want to bring up afterwards, like when we get to the US title match, because there was some interesting news I found out. But for the battle royal, I'm gonna say it doesn't matter, man. There's no stipulation, there's no real winner thing. Ty Dillinger, man. I'll just go with the Canadian guy. Who do you guys got? Quickly, let's skip through this.
For
the male one, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Well, let me wait. So are we talking males? The males first?
We'll do the males. You know, man. We could have like Hillbilly Jack. You could take him if you want, and he'll probably still win.
Who?
Hillbilly Jack.
Yo, you know what's the funny thing? You know what I think they would be a productive thing to do in the women's one? Since they didn't get to do a Sasha Bailey match, and I know that Sasha and Bailey are pretty salty over that.
Yeah.
Haha. So like, I think then if you want to be kind of productive here, you could maybe do your little women's schmaz and have the battle royal and bring it down to Bailey and Sasha, and then give them kind of 5 or 6 minutes to kind of go at it before they get eliminated.
Yeah.
If you want to kind of get something out of it.
As a really, really big fan of the rivalry, I don't want that to happen. Instead,
Really?
I would rather that they are the first 2 that go over the top rope. I would rather that they continue to fight. Like, at the moment they get into the ring, like even before the bell rings, they just start throwing hands, yo.
Yeah.
So when's this payoff then? Recon Backlash? Like,
No. I think that this should just keep going until Vince Gang says no more, yo. Because this is something to where they could do an injury angle with Bailey and really
keep
build
one of them
it.
on TV until we start getting to like SummerSlam
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
I think they could do a really nice injury angle with Bailey and finally get some. I mean, it's probably not going to work with the fans up there in WWE, but it's still a good try. And I think once Sasha does get the belt, which is inevitable at this point, eventually.
Recon? You know, Recon?
Yeah.
You know, Recon? That actually gave me the idea if I were booking it. So you set up where they book a Sasha Bailey match at Backlash or something. On the show, you have like Sasha just like whoop her ass before the match happens.
Yeah.
The match doesn't go underway. Sasha at some point in the spring wins the title as a heel champion, and that leads for the babyface Bailey to return. And then you can finally get your big Bailey versus Sasha match with the right people being the heel and the right person being the face, and you can do it at SummerSlam.
You know what's funny?
At SummerSlam? Okay.
I was gonna say, because I heard Evo saying that, and I was waiting for like the robotic voice that Dave has in all the calls just start coming up. And he's like,
The robotic what?
The robotic voice.
Who are making a prediction for the men's or the women's battle royal?
I said both.
Both, man. You know what? Can we skip it? Can we skip it? Can we skip it?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just say this.
skip.
I'll just say this. I think I take Becky winning the women's one, and then I take freaking Matt Hardy winning the Under the Giant battle.
I
Procure!
say Ty Dillinger, and then I'm gonna go and say Natty. I don't know, man. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's a pelvis.
It doesn't.
It's a pelvis.
It doesn't matter.
It's a
I'm not gonna lie, bro. My picks are Matt Hardy and Carmella.
Yo, I don't think Carmella's winning anything.
I mean, because she's probably gonna win the belt.
Those are my man-
Did they give her two things? Wait, did they give her a pelvis and the SmackDown Women's title?
They pretty much mean the same thing.
Oh my god. Yo, you know
Yeah.
what? You know what? You know who should win the women's battle royal?
Mandy Rose.
You're gonna say Tamina.
We need to get the. Oh hell no. We need to get the return of James Ellsworth, and he wins the women's battle royal.
He comes in
Wait,
with.
I thought he was coming back to be Braun Strowman.
Oh, you're sicko. But Silva, you got your pick or no?
If James Ellsworth returned, that'd be legendary. That'd be maybe moment of the night.
Yeah. Well, Silva, did you get your pick or no?
Yeah, I got Becky and Dolph Ziggler.
Okay. And Moose, you said Moose, you said
If Dolph wins anything, I'm blocking Jay on Facebook.
yeah. Moose, you said what was it? You said Matt and who? Moose, you said Matt and who?
Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy and who for the women's? Carmella? Okay. All right. So let's go to the Cruiserweight title match then. I'm sick of these battle royals, man. They're sick in the head.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It hurts me, man, because it's like I really want 205 Live to start getting built up, but Vince is insane, and until he's gone from the company with XFL, it's the same thing, man. But Cruiserweight title match, Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander. I think this is going to be, hopefully, the white hot crowd. Like the crowd comes in. This is what really gives it like that amazing opening we're gonna see when the first match on the actual card happens.
Bro,
I think
there's gonna be 2,000 people in there when this match happens, bro.
And those 2,000 are gonna be all the way in the back. You know that.
You're gonna hear like one like.
The only thing you're gonna hear is the wind.
You know what you're gonna see. If you're watching the Raptor games and they have like whenever Lowry hits a three, there's that guy that runs around in the Air Canada Center with a flag. He like runs through. You can see that during the match.
Yo, but on a serious note, I'm taking Cedric, bro.
Yeah. Okay, Cedric. Yeah.
Can I say something about
I take
this match?
Cedric as
So,
well.
like,
yeah.
So like last year, right? We got if you remember last year, Aries was the commentator of 205 Live, and then he finally came out of action. I mean, when he's ready to return, and then we had him versus Neville, right?
Yeah.
And so last year, I felt like the Mania season, because if you remember the month before, Gallagher was starting to get kind of over in the main roster, and Jack Gallagher had that match with Neville on Fastlane, and that show was so horrible. But if you really remember it, that was the best match on that show, right? Yeah. And so that period, I was feeling like the Cruiserweight division was starting to get some kind of traction, where there's like some characters there that people were kind of latching onto. And it's kind of crazy that how like it started off shit, and then it kind of got somewhere when you started to get Neville in there, and then Aries, and then Gallagher's over, and this and that, and then we're kind of back to like worse than ever until like this whole recent change with Maverick and Triple H's booking and all that stuff. The point I'm trying to make is this: I was really disappointed last year when the Cruiserweight title match pre-showed, because I felt like that deserved to be on the main card at least, right? And that actually got TV build up on Raw.
Yeah, it didn't even make the DVD. Didn't make the DVD. That's the worst part.
But this year, right? Like when it got pre-showed, I saw people complaining, and I'm like, bro, None of this match is built up on Raw. Why would a match that got no build on Raw be on the main card? If all of its build was on a show that nobody watches on the network, of course it's gonna be on the pre-show.
People were saying
But
it should be.
People are starting to watch it now, but the ratings are going to skyrocket.
Instead of the Alexa Nia match, and that's just.
Yeah, that was kind of starting to piss me off because I understand that it's obviously gonna be a better match, but come on, bro, putting the Raw Women's I don't care what you think about the story, man. Putting the Raw Women's title on the pre-show is just disrespectful, bro. Yeah. Like
I mean, it's women's wrestling, so at the end of the day, it's not playing.
Hey, so I guess let's jump into the next thing so we don't get too sidetracked out there. But so what we said, so what was our picks? So we said all Cedric's gonna win.
The black man. Come on, man. You're asking Vince. If they ask Vince, they're like, Vince, so who's winning this match? He's like, you're making me pick between a black and a Muslim? Jesus Christ.
You're sick in the head, bro.
Fuck.
Yo, Evo, what'd you do?
It's like,
I want you to do me a favor.
The balls and kicked in the ass.
Evil, I want you to do me a favor. When you go back to rewatch the stream, you're gonna be looking at me like looking at my bookcase after just hearing all of that.
Wait, what did you say?
I literally heard all that. I just looked the other way. I'm just like, what? You sick in the head, but hey, shout out to Evo, man. Yeah. But I mean, Mustafa's good. Well, Mustafa, I mean, Cedric's gonna win the match, but I think he'll have a good showing to show that he deserves to still be on the roster, definitely. But it's gonna be dope. I see Buddy Murphy as the next challenger after that. But
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy's gonna win the belt.
So this is the weird part, right? Because I'm on the wiki, of course, because obviously the main card is not properly set up, but. Obviously, because if I go over the next one, it'll be the world title match. So at the very bottom, it shows Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Owens and Zayn.
That should open the show, in my opinion.
That we can easily say Owens and Zayn will win this match, right?
No.
Really?
No, I don't know. I don't think they should even win the match, in my opinion.
I'm saying Owens and Zayn. You don't think they're gonna win?
Wait, you're lagging a little bit. Wait.
No. Yeah.
Just get reinstated.
I'm saying Owens and Zayn, they win, they get reinstated.
Why don't they just come back as Kevin Steen and El Generico?
I mean, yeah, they could. I mean, if Vince allows them.
Just go through all.
Oh, Daniel Bryan is winning, bro.
Here's the thing. For all we know, the guy who replaces DB as GM could literally just be like, my first act is to reinstate Kevin Owens and Zayn.
That is true.
Yeah. Or if
but
the thing is, if DB does lose. Well, I mean, WWE doesn't really do this type of booking anymore, but if Daniel Bryan does lose, it's going to have to lead into his very first match coming back. Because let's just say Daniel Bryan lose, KO and Sammy win.
Yeah.
And the reason why Daniel Bryan lost, because Daniel Bryan's he's not losing clean. But the reason why he lost is leading into his very first back in. Now, whether that is against Sammy, whether that's against KO, maybe against somebody that we don't even know yet, that comes into the match and interrupts or something, or maybe even against Shane, I don't know. Whatever it's going to be Daniel's first match back if they lose. But the thing is, with Daniel Bryan, with his first match at Mania and that crowd being white hot,
that needs to be a babyface victory.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So here's my thing, right?
I think it can go either way.
To me, right? We have the two big tag matches. There's the Raw one and the SmackDown one. I think the Raw one you could kind of play around with and do some interesting stuff booking wise. But I think the SmackDown one is the one that you should play straight. And I think that match should open the show, because could you imagine what better way, hotter way to start the show off than a Daniel Bryan return pop where he gets all his stuff in, Shane does his really wild 40-year-old white man stuff, and then Daniel Bryan hits a Shining Wizard, pins Sammy or KO 1, 2, 3. And gets to show off to a hot start. Like I think that would be. I actually would, honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it's the most sensible way to start the show off, to get the adrenaline up. The crowd is really into it. You like I said, you get the DB return pop. He does his thing, and then you just leave it at that. And then maybe the Raw one you can kind of play around with somebody maybe turning heel or some type of debauchery or
someone Silver's Tanner just brought up something very something that makes a lot of sense in the comments. He said they lose and they go to Monday.
They could,
so
they could go to Raw.
KO and Sammy lose and they just show up on Raw.
Yeah, I mean that's very possible. Very possible, yeah, very possible.
So today I was listening to Chris Jericho speak about this because they asked him what his opinion was. And Chris Jericho's like, if I would do it, and I like how Chris Jericho said this. He said, if I would do this, he said, my opinion, Daniel Bryan has to win. He said Daniel Bryan has 0% chance of losing. He has to win. But he said it'll be nice if then Shane McMahon just betrays him right after. And he said it could possibly set up a SummerSlam between McMahon and Bryan.
Or I mean, the next pay-per-view. It doesn't have to be SummerSlam.
Yeah, because the thing is you got to remember.
You don't want to stretch
The thing you got to remember too. Shane said he's going away after a while. That's the thing. Like, there's actual shoot thing that Shane said he's gonna be taking some time off for a while. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So he's gonna be. It'll be away.
So what's happening is
So then do you kind of have to have the baby faces? Oh, if he's going away, then that's a perfect opportunity.
Here's the thing. This is what Chris Jericho said he would do, because he said if we're going to do build the SummerSlam, he said then I would have Shane McMahon reinstate Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and have them face off against Bryan in different matches. So it'd be
on the build up to that match. Interesting.
Yeah.
So the only way they get reinstated is if they pretty much join under Shane McMahon type of thing.
I guess so, but to be honest though,
let me just ask you guys as fans of SmackDown, do you really want to see that go all the way to SummerSlam?
It shouldn't. It should not. Backlash at the minimum, especially with the shakeup.
A year-long a storyline where basically with these same guys involved for a whole like over a year. Like it's like, bro, like that's the thing. Do you really want to waste Daniel Bryan's return and his first few months post-return to still be in this situation? And so that's why if Shane really is taking time off, I think you just play it straight. Babyfaces win. And then if anything, if Shane really is taking time off, that's when you can have KO and Sami crash SmackDown one last time on the SmackDown under Mania, literally beat the living daylights out of Shane, and then be like, we're going to Raw, bitches, suck my dick. Like, or some like yeah, I was not gonna say that, but like like that kind of situation, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So and then you kind of have Daniel Bryan go from there.
All right. So we'll go with the picks then. So we'll say we believe Dragon 18 is gonna win.
Yeah, Dragon 18 game.
Yeah.
Dragon 18 again?
Dragon
Okay.
18, baby.
All right, so let's move to the next one then. Let's keep the pace going, but fuck some of the hard. Oh, wow. Okay, so do I say the name? Because it's the mixed match, the mixed tag match, right? But I think it's gonna be a little higher in the card because of Ronda, right? Do we go with that one?
That's probably gonna be middle to later of the show.
So
I think I don't know.
So okay, so let me see. So we go the SmackDown titles. SmackDown titles.
Did you guys see my comment on the Raw thread where I wrote like a pretty good order for the show?
You know what? I saw it, but it's gonna take me a while to go back.
No, of course. If anything, I'll try to find it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
SmackDown titles, I think we're gonna get a huge debate on that one.
I think we could. Really? Yeah,
let's. You guys want to talk about? Do you guys then you guys want to talk about one of the mid card title matches?
Yeah, we could. We do. Oh, you know what? Might as well get into the U.S. title one because I actually have some news I got to drop on you guys. So.
I have a good insight on that one too.
Yeah. So with the U.S. title match, right? Because my pick is Rusev, and the reason why I say Rusev is because 2 weeks ago, before he was actually inserted into the matchup, he asked for his release from WWE. Like, Shoot asked for his release. He wanted to be gone. Yeah. This was apparently being
in the height of the Rusev Day popularity.
He wanted out because
you know why? Because he kept getting buried, bro.
Dude, because they saw. You see what they're doing to him on WWE Shop, man. He had the number one shirt. You can't even search his damn shirts, like on like favorites or whatever. It won't allow you to even see that's on the favorites or top selling. You would have to manually search it in to get this thing.
That's insane.
They don't want him, and it's like why, like that's such disrespectful, dude. It's like
the thing about WWE is like when they only want you to be over when they're trying to make you over, and so if you get over unintentionally in spite of what they're doing, it like for some reason it just makes them salty as hell. Like it, so that doesn't surprise me that they try to undercut Rusev like that.
And dude, it's so disrespectful, bro. What they're doing with him, bro. They're putting his shirt way on the bottom, bro. He's not even on there anymore for newest or hottest.
Bro, he could easily be. He's. This guy gets Rusev Day chanted. They were chanting Rusev Day at an ROH show for God's sake.
Because the source is from PW Insider. Yeah.
When I was at Fastlane live in Fastlane, Rusev chants were louder than Nakamura's.
Yeah. So basically, I was gonna say so basically the thing is from PW Insider because they're the ones who apparently reported I think 9 hours ago. They said Rusev asked for his release a couple weeks ago. WWE added him to the U.S. title match as a bargaining plea.
Wow.
Interesting.
Because
if that's the case, I gotta go with Rusev, bro.
Yeah,
I already was predicting
he
him
has
anyway,
to.
because I said okay. Because I said if they're throwing him in this match, I think it's obviously to create a Mania moment of him winning. Because here's the thing, Randy Orton becoming like I forgot what the word it was, Grand Slam or whatever he became on Fastlane, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, Randy Orton being that he's been a staple of WWE TV now since
Did he need it?
2002.
Did he need it?
No, listen. So I was thinking in my head, I'm like, Randy Orton being a staple of TV since that long, why would you waste something that kind of a big deal at a Fastlane?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something you do at Mania? And I thought in my head, okay, so I said, what if significance does this triple threat have to it now to kind of warrant it being on the main card besides just being like 3 guys fighting for the U.S. title? And so I'm like, I mean, Randy Orton already is a Grand Slam. What's the kind of like big thing going into it? And now they threw Rusev in and bam, now it clicks perfect. Rusev's gonna get his moment. Like that's what warrants this being a Mania main card match now. To me, like in terms of like its significance on the card.
Yeah.
So like you have to give Rusev his moment here.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Straw Hat Gamer is also saying too. Think about Aiden in this situation too, because the Rusev Day, Aiden English, because without the Rusev Day thing, what's Aiden English doing? He's in catering. With this thing, this is the biggest thing he's had since being on the main roster. You take that away, what has he got? Because Eddie's daughter is not protecting him. Like, well, let's be face facts, bro. Vicky's not gonna try to like keep him there. Like, if he doesn't have that thing, he's good going back to NXT. Or he's getting released. And again, and especially now, this is what worries me too, because WWE has signed so many wrestlers over like the last like year or so. It's gonna get to the point.
There's gonna be a lot of spring
cleaning.
There's
gonna be spring cleaning. There's gonna be some names that should be here that are gonna be gone, and there's gonna be some names we're gonna be looking at like, and they're still here for whatever reason we don't know.
Where are the colognes still?
The clones are still. Oh, well, I forgot about the clones.
Their bloodline is strong as hell, bro. They have plot armor.
It is. Hey, I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, but you know what? Let's so we get through the thing. So who we pick as a prediction? Our thing. Rusev. Everyone said Rusev.
It's Rusev Day.
That was a really good impression.
Wait, Silva, what'd you say? Hold on. Silva, what'd you say?
I got someone else.
Who you got?
I hope Rusev wins.
Right.
I got Jinder.
I was gonna say, Jinder.
All right. Anyone else? Any other picks?
I'll take it. Because the thing is,
I felt the anger in Laz's voice. He was like, "All right."
I'm thinking about my employer.
But the thing is, if Jinder wins, If Jinder wins, he might be the only heel champ that's not a tag champ.
Yeah.
He's gonna get massive hit from winning.
Yeah.
So Jinder will get massive heat.
WWE, don't do this to me, man.
Yeah, I hope they don't do it. But
Yeah, I've been telling Moose for a couple months that Rusev needs the damn belt. Yo, this is.
Yeah. All right, so
Rusev needs to be in a world title match.
Yeah. All right.
All I know is when I went out for my birthday, my 24th birthday, and I wore a Rusev Day shirt, bro, and I got like 7 or 8 free drinks because of that, bro. I just want this man to win again, bro.
As he should.
But wait, before we move on, Recon, was it you who was telling me like, yo, have I seen EC3's NXT debut?
Yes.
And his
yeah.
theme song? Yo, it was mad lit.
Yeah, it was godly, bro.
Yo, this man had so much swagger. And it's like, I'm in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Recon, mild spoiler in the themes in the promo for the 6-way ladder match. When it shows EC3, he's on like the roof of like this lavish ass building. There's a pool. He's poolside, and the camera zooms out. Like he looks like he owns the world, bro. I was like,
yeah, as he should.
It did like a JoJo.
Yo, it just zoomed out like he's just on the roof of a pool, just walking up and down like this roof, like a rich ass.
I don't know, man. But yo, let's move to the next one quick.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think. So after the U.S. title match, I think they go tag title. I think you.
Raw or SmackDown. I think the Raw one will be a short match.
I'll go with we'll go to the Raw one. Now, it all depends. Does Braun go alone or does he have a partner? For me, I say Elias is the partner, and they win the tag titles.
I think Elias is gonna have a segment with Brock.
But I don't know why everybody keeps bringing up another person. Obviously, it's gonna be Brains and Braun, bro.
Yeah,
without question.
All right, so where's the end stream? No, joking.
Oh snap! I just realized that Brains and Braun. Oh snap!
Oh, come on, Ebo.
It's wordplay. Yo, I thought it was just like coonery. Like I was like Brains. What the fuck? I was like, yo, what sicko booked this, bro?
Yo, hold up, wait. Shrek just said something right now. He said, "Laz, have you heard about Demon Balor for WrestleMania?"
I mean, come on, it's all good.
If Demon Balor comes out, he's winning, and that's a shoot.
But
Oh,
it's
he doesn't have to get.
I don't want.
Yeah, I said shoot.
Yeah, I mean.
Mike just got a kid. Come on.
SHOOT.
Yeah, but Mike has a TV show.
You know what?
SHOOT.
Yeah, you know, I just remembered. I mean, here's the thing. I would actually book Miz to win this match, but Miz is gonna be on probably paternity leave or some type of thing like that. So, and Rollins was standing tall in the go home show. So yeah, give Finney his little demon title win.
Yeah.
No, I ain't accepting that, bro. You gotta say, give the Demon King its title win, not Finney. Not Finney. I mean, at this point, I don't know if he's a Demon King or he's a model for.
Which one are we talking about?
Listen, Finney's gonna do his little baby dinosaur stomp on Seth and get his win.
No, but what's that called? Whenever we go to the Raw tag match, for me, just to spice up the tag division, man. If Braun, let's just say hypothetically it's Braun and Elias, man, yo, just keep it on them. And I would actually like to see a program with them and the Authors of Pain. Screw it, I don't care. We gotta spice up the Raw's tag division.
Yo, I got an idea that would make you super hype, right? So,
all right, yeah, go ahead.
I was telling my brother, I was like, you know who should be Braun's tag partner? I was like, it needs to be Joe, bro, Samoa Joe, right?
I'd not.
And yo, could you man Joe and Braun versus the Authors of Pain? Listen, could you man the DC of Joe and Braun versus the Authors of Pain?
My computer screen's breaking.
No, like, bro, you would hear Michael Cole going, "It is electric."
Bruh. But let's go. So with the tag match, right? Because just gonna keep the pace going. Tag match, we agree. Braun the winning.
With Bray Wyatt, bro. I'm telling you, Bray Wyatt's gonna be his partner.
I mean, hey, Silva might be onto something too because he posted a picture of them on the Instagram where they're flying together and stuff. So, yeah. But who's he go as? But he's not Braun, he's not Bray anymore because he lost to Matt. So who's he go as? Does he go as Husky Harris?
Yo, this is how it went, man.
He's gonna go as the Undertaker.
Oh my god, you're sick.
Good night. Oh, good night. Yo, this is what happened, man. Yo, Bray was rocking back and forth on the sidewalk, and he was like, Braun, come here, man. Save my career, man. I brought you into this world.
Hey, listen.
Save mine.
I was gonna say this, bro. If Joe and Braun Strowman were a tag team, from a logical standpoint, right, and if we're going to like video games, they are like 99 overall, and they should never take an L.
Bro,
that would be.
Man.
Can you imagine they're gonna be doing like power bombs to like the apron every match? They're throwing people off like the Titantron.
The new power trip, man.
That's what I'm saying. The new power trip.
Yeah, bro. I'm scared they're gonna throw Samoa Joe in the Battle Royale and he wins it.
If they do that to Joe, I call him up and say, bro, start up a Twitch channel, bro. It's over. It's over, man.
Can you man the promos with Joe and Strowman just backstage, just being mad menacing?
Yeah.
No. Just being yeah, bro, that'd be goat. I agree.
Yeah. All right, so
Joe's just like, we've arrived to pile bodies, and then Braun's like,
right now, bro, I can see the interview, but what got you guys together? Our hatred for Roman Reigns.
All right.
I have come back to dissect and victimize.
All right.
Characterize Raw. He's cutting his joke.
All right. So the next match. So the next match. I guess we'll go. The next match, I think. It's like y'all are sick in the head, man.
I guess we gotta move through the card.
Yeah. So. Okay, so we're not gonna go straight to the next tag match because I think that'll be a little bit after this one, which I think will be the Raw Women's Title. I think it should not be anywhere during the middle of the card, but that's the closest I'm gonna get right now. So Nia versus I'm sorry, look, Recon Silva, you guys are good people, but Nia, hey, listen, Matt B's favorite wrestler is gonna take a W. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Nia Tisa's obviously winning.
From a storyline standpoint, it just makes sense.
Yeah,
she's been getting trashed.
Yeah.
In reality.
Yeah. I mean,
Nia Tisa's winning the match.
Yeah.
If I were Vince, which I kind of
Vince needs to go away. Vince needs to go away.
If I were Vince, I'm not taking that
fat bitch job.
I'm not taking the title off Lexi until it goes on like Sasha or
Yo,
Bayley,
yo,
man.
Rika,
Oh, man.
yo, Rika,
Yeah.
could you imagine Gorilla like during one of those like promos braiding Nia where one of the people's next to Vince and Gorilla like, oh man, they're really getting on her, man. Her payoffs, Nia's payoff's gonna be nice on Sunday. Payoff.
All
We're just gonna
right.
shit on her.
We can skip that one. So Nia wins.
Nia's winning.
Okay.
Yeah, that nice.
So I guess we'll go into the tag match one. We'll try to speed through it. So the tag match, we got Usos defending against the New Day
Team Rocket wins.
and the Bludgeon Brothers. Team Rocket.
Team Rocket wins.
Hey, I say okay. So I have Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody winning. I got the Bludgeon Brothers. But what about you guys?
A new team added at the last minute.
Who you got?
What is it?
Who?
Another team added at the last minute.
And who is this team?
Oh no, who would this team be?
Me and Rico.
Oh, you-
Hey,
All right.
and we're winning.
And
And we're winning. That's the shoot.
Stream.
Big missed opportunity of making this a ladder match, by the way.
This is the weird thing. Wasn't there a card or something that was shown? I think it was a commercial or something on the website that said it was supposed to be for the TLC match. The TLC.
Really?
Yeah, there was something that was there that said that was supposed to be a TLC match, and then they took it out because it was spoiled.
Do
Because
you,
yeah,
do you think maybe it'll be a on-show edition where like someone comes out, either Dan or Brian or Shane?
they
it's like,
could.
this is now a TLC match.
But then they
They're
could-
just bringing out the tables. And
But then
chairs.
think of the preparation, right? Because if you do it like as they're in the ring, you'd be like, okay, let's get the thing, let's set up the belt, like, you know what I mean? They would have to do that literally like before
On
the
the
show
spot,
started or
right.
something. Yeah.
Last year, they for them to do that, they just
Uh,
had
Oh, you
Sheamus.
know you do. You announce the TLC match before the wrestlers make their entrances, so that they're literally setting the things up on the sidelines as wrestlers are coming out.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
as the tags
So-
are coming out, you could you could do that.
I would most certainly, just like we were talking about here on this thing, I would most certainly put this after the Raw Women's Title match, just because of the fact that unfortunately the crowd is probably going to crap all that match, but that we all know that SmackDown's tag division always
It's
brings
gonna
up the
lift it
crowd.
right up. Yeah.
So
yeah.
for
New Day,
me,
Usos, come on.
for me, no, without question, Bludgeon Brothers get the dub. I think that these guys should, like after this and the SmackDown after Mania, I mean, keep them as strong as possible, man. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I'm impressed with how they've
Yeah.
been booked since they've been repackaged. Actually,
absolutely, bro. Just keep them destructive. Obviously, they're all gonna have amazing performances. I'm looking forward to seeing the rematch, just a single rematch. Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos. I think it'd be an awesome rematch. But I
Yeah,
think in this
next
match,
week,
it's going to be a showcase of the Bludgeon Brothers just going absolutely ham.
Yeah.
Especially if it's either a no DQ or a TLC match, man. They're going to really utilize the weapons. They're going to take out. It's just going to be a slobber knocker, yo. Bludgeon Brothers going to win.
Yeah.
It'll be straight.
All right. So everyone agrees pretty much. Bludgeon Brothers are like. Yeah.
I don't agree. This is the one I got set up. I wasn't gonna agree with somebody.
Okay. So what's your case? We'll try to go quick though. But what's your case?
Oh, New Orleans.
The New Day?
You going New Day?
Say the
I'm
New Day
going
win
New
another
Day.
title.
Hey,
I think that'd be a missed
Come on, bro.
opportunity for the Bludgeon Brothers though. To be
I
honest.
don't think
Well, the only thing is they have to pin the Usos because if they pin the Bludgeon Brothers, like that wouldn't be like I understand where he's coming from though because if you pin the Usos, right, at least you keep the Bludgeon Brothers strong still. Because if they take a fall here, that would be the stupidest booking you can
Oh,
do. Because considering
Absolutely.
where you're like how hot the division is, you want to keep that hot. You do this,
Yeah.
they got nothing,
I
right?
think I just think they should win.
Yeah.
It get-
Strike while the iron's hot.
I do this. The
Let's
Bludgeon.
look up this prediction IGN, and IGN's predictions for the Battle Royale. I don't care.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, let's go to next. So Muso's the only one that said New Day. Everyone else agrees on Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
I bet. So next one. So what?
You can now start kind of easing into. Oh, you should go either the Raw mixed tag or maybe the Charlotte Asuka match.
You know what, man? I'm a tard. I really think they're gonna. I really think they're gonna push that one up a little bit more of the card. That's just me. I think the SmackDown one they're gonna push it up.
Wait, you like?
It lagged?
You lagged.
Yeah,
you
you
lagged.
Oh no. I was gonna say because the Charlotte and Asuka match, I think that's got to go a little bit more up the card personally for me. So I think they go the US. Well, the US title match we went.
So then the Raw IC.
Yeah, the Raw IC. Yeah, they could do that because then after that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the IC title match, Miz, Rollins, Balor.
Balor, no question.
Balor wins.
Yeah, I totally forgot. So
Balor.
I totally forgot that he's probably wearing the demon paint. So yeah, Finn's winning.
Yeah, I mean if that is the case, Balor does win. If he doesn't, then I say Seth does, only so Finn could start preparing. Well, the thing is, it depends on where we see the long-term booking going to SummerSlam, because we know Finn can beat Roman Reigns. It's been proven already on television. So he's already a contender to face him. But do you like, because I think they could do Seth versus Roman. So whoever doesn't get the win, like Miz is taking the fall regardless, and they're probably gonna come back and wrestle afterwards for the rematch, and then whatever they could finally move Miz back to the the world title.
No, last. Roman's opponent at SummerSlam is probably gonna be Brock Lesnar.
Didn't they say it's supposed to be Joe?
I thought
Joe was like right after Mania.
I thought it was gonna be
What am I
like.
saying?
I thought it was gonna be AJ Styles. That's what I was about to say. I thought AJ was gonna be his opponent. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Really?
I see Seth going to SmackDown, and I see AJ coming to Raw.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the thing. Yeah, so I think Finn probably wins. Yeah, I think Finn
I
wins.
mean,
that one.
if the moment AJ comes to Raw, I might stop watching SmackDown. It's playing.
You know, here's the thing, man. I think I said this before. Like AJ feels like one of those guys where something about him. I feel like it's weird. Like I feel like he is the brand and the brand is him in the same way where like Eddie Guerrero is SmackDown. Like you know what I mean? Like they never would Eddie to Raw because that would just be like mad, like weird. Like,
but Dragon's on SmackDown now.
I know.
yeah, I know Dragon's SmackDown, but it's just like
But it's
I'm gonna tear up a little bit seeing AJ with red ropes around him.
It is because SmackDown was the place he built, man. It's his home. Like,
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand.
and then he goes to Vince's house. I don't like that.
I agree with all that, but I still think it's going to
But
wrong.
I think Vince wants him to be on the A brand.
Yeah.
I think what Vince wants to do, I think what he wants to do is have like these amazing segments with him and Kurt, where Kurt has that stance where like his back is like so unarched. I'm sorry, I noticed that way too much, man. This guy, like, he goes like the use, and like his back is like popping out, bro, like a chicken. But
it's a neck whip.
By the way, I don't have Balor on.
No?
IC belt.
okay, who you got?
I got Miz pinning Seth.
So what you're saying to me
I
is
originally
that
thought Miz was winning too.
so you're saying that Miz keeps the title to feed the kid. I got you.
All right, well, I mean, regardless of what happens, Balor's looking strong
I was looking sorry. Yeah, we agree.
because he's not getting pinned. He's either doing the pinning or he's not getting pinned.
All right.
Not that like this match is the most significant on the card, but I think this is one of those ones where it can go any way out of the three options.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this match can easily be in a rematch at Extreme Rules or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now-
Actually, we're gonna do that and that Joe.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Oh man, no! If Joe gets in there, can you imagine Joe with the IC title? Man?
Be fired.
could you be nice? It'd be seeing him giving the same title reign that he had with ROH. Remember when he held the world title for like a long time? I could see him doing that with the IC
Wait,
title.
was Laz lagging for other
Did he have
people?
with the what? Lazu lag.
Oh, I lagged. No. So
Yeah.
so basically, like, he has the IC title, the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same length, but a long reign, kind of like he had with the world title, where he has amazing matches, keeps the title, and then you build someone else strong to send him
You're
back.
referring to like Joe's NXT title. Right?
No, well, the NXT title reign or the world title reign he had with ROH. So something similar where you build him, you have great matches,
Oh! In
still
Ring of Honor.
still build it up and stuff, build up some
I
guys.
don't want mid-carders.
He had a no no for context, Fran, like he was a monster champ for like
Yeah,
a
no,
long ass time.
Yeah, and then
Until Phil.
So basically, what he's trying to say,
Phil Brooks,
what I'm trying to say is that he's trying to build all of Vince's trash wrestlers so that at least it'll look a little bit decent compared to the greatness in New Japan. But yeah,
Oh my.
Bot Silva.
Hello.
All right, moving on. But yeah,
Balor wins, like-
Balor, yeah. So the next one,
Finney, yeah.
So the next one's kind of a toss up because it depends on what Vince wants, right? Vince is gonna flip a coin. It's either his daughter. Roman. Right away, Roman's gonna main event. As much as I don't want it. He is.
Oh no! You said what Vince wants, and I was like Roman.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's insane, man. That guy's insane. So okay, so what are we thinking? We think it's the mixed tag match, or is it Asuka and Charlotte?
I think unfortunately it's
Either
gonna be
way.
Asuka and Charlotte because I think mixed tag match is gonna be the main event.
All right, so now I think this might be the controversy. Oh wait, yeah. Look, Vince is insane.
Wait, did you just say that?
No. Like, look, you guys know what I mean. Like, one of the the top 3 or 4 matches on the card, like Final Four.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the same time, because at the same time too, it's like AJ and Knock. They should be at least a second too, so that way it's not that bad. Like everyone else can be able to see it.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that match should be like late mid show. AJ Nakamura.
Really?
And I think specifically, here's my reasoning. So here's the thing: this show's gonna be long as fuck, right? And watching these long shows, by the time you're at the end, it's just you're so drained, right? And to me, I feel like the show should be structured in a way where every like 30 so minutes has that match that picks you up, and so I feel like that should be the show that really kind of like is like an adrenaline shot in the ass that gets you through the rest of the night, if that makes any sense. And so I feel like whether depending on how the night may or may go, whether it's like going well or not, you have that match kind of like right before the final hour or so of the show, right before like maybe the last 4 matches or so, and it's just like a stellar match, and then you kind of proceed accordingly. Because here's the thing, every great Mania has a mid-show classic. Most of them come from Shawn Michaels, but every great Mania, if you look backwards, have mid-show classics like Michaels Angle, Michaels Jericho.
Yeah.
Like historically, a lot of really good WrestleManias have a show around the middle of the card that goes like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's just and it's really, really good. Undertaker Shawn Michaels was a mid-show classic, even though that shouldn't have been that early in the show.
A lot of
anyway.
Undertaker's classic matches has been mid.
Yeah. Batista Taker. A bunch of them.
Yeah.
But and so because Cena Taker is going to be on the show as well, they may do a Rock segment with Elias, and Roman Reigns is obviously going to be. They should, and because what's his face, Roman's going to have his match with Brock. I do think if you put those things towards the later parts of the show, this could be that match that almost like ends like the majority block of the show before you kind of start getting these little performances and then these little segments and stuff like that before. So I think for structure purposes, that's where I would put that WWE title match.
For me, and I definitely do understand what you're saying. I just think that match should be the second to last match, and the reason why I say this is because I think that right before the last match they're gonna have what you just said, that little intermission that they're gonna do, and then after that we'll get into Roman versus Brock. The thing is, we've had the WWE Championship match for the last couple of years be like that almost Final Four. I think this is the year, especially since Nak won the Royal Rumble. I think this is the year that we finally had the main event be the two championship matches, because even though I do believe that Vince is gonna go with both of his Raw things going in at the end, both the Rousey and then the Roman, I have a small feeling that since this year the Daniel Bryan match is going to start off, or is from what you're saying, is going to start off the show. I believe that a SmackDown match should happen and then a Raw match should happen. And if that is the case, then it should be AJ and Nak and then Roman and Brock. It's just.
So you're saying Raw and SmackDown title matches back to back to the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's one of those things too. Because it's like the world.
Tough.
It's like it's the importance of the world title. It's like if you have that match in the mid card, then it's like, to me as a fan, the titles mean nothing, because especially for SmackDowns, like you're trying, like you have Raw as the A show, because that's always going to be the thing. But you have to remember, you have an audience. You have to build up all these other shows. You put that as the middle of the card, and especially the fact that we're not stupid. We know Knock won the Royal Rumble. That would mean nothing. The title would mean nothing as much, because look at where he's gonna be placed. You're gonna win it. It'll be awesome. It's gonna be cool at the moment, but it's not gonna have that much value after. I get it with the other wrestlers, but right now, like, people are more aware of these things.
The thing is,
my response. Oh, go ahead, Fran.
The card is still stacked on.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing. My response to that would be this.
Right.
One, it's super anticipated anyway, and so fans are going to be jacked for it regardless of wherever it's on the card. And even if it was an open, it shouldn't open. But like if it was an opener, people would be losing their mind. Which if it opens, I'm shooting up Connecticut. But look.
Yeah,
anyway,
same. I'm with you. I'm with you.
But also here's the thing too. Like I was gonna say also that I think it should either be like late mid or be the main event itself. Because if it's not the main event, then I think it should be late middle of the show. But here's the thing also. The build up of the show on TV isn't strong enough to be, in my opinion,
I agree.
late either. Because it's like it's a dream match, but like if it was a main event, it would be one of the weaker built main events. Even though like actually now when I think about it, I mean like, we had Roman, Triple H, and some of the other ones. But anyway, the point is like I just feel like there's been a few hotter programs for Mania specific like that just I don't know, man. I know what you mean about the whole title thing. Like, it's like it devalues the title. I think if you put it after all the other title matches, so like if it's after the IC, if like the only other title match that follows it is the Universal one, and so the only ones in between would maybe be like the Rousey match and then like a Rock segment or something.
Yeah.
Then that'd be cool.
By the way, guys.
But yeah, like I wouldn't put it like before any of the mid card title matches.
Yeah, because that's disrespecting that's disrespecting the F title. The F title we disrespected.
Exactly.
Like.
Where do you guys
I'm
put
not dead to
Cena
hate.
versus Taker?
All right, peace, Moose.
Hey, what were we saying?
All right, bro.
Peace out, bro.
Yeah, peace. Moose.
What do you say,
All I
friend?
gotta say is, I'm reading my final prediction, bro. Asuka, Nakamura, Reigns, John Cena wins everything else. He probably wins all the title belts at the end.
All right, so
Cena wins.
he
I'm
good.
dropping wrestling.
And Hogan.
Anyway,
yeah, but we should we'll try and get through these picks after.
I have a rant stored for if Cena wins, but continue, guys.
Yeah, but
Probably calls him Raccoon.
yeah, so I guess
What'd you say, Silva?
Where do you guys think the Cena Taker match is gonna go? Because you're all saying like all the matches is gonna.
I know there's too
main
many.
event.
I think it closes, but if
Yeah,
it doesn't, then it may be middle of the show,
Yeah, that's the thing. It either closes or it goes
or it's middle show.
way back. Yeah, because I don't think.
What if it opens the show?
Ugh, it's
Yeah,
weird.
that's.
I mean, then
I'll-
again, it's not been
I'll say
advertised.
this.
It's not been advertised properly.
I don't think it closes just because we haven't seen Taker.
Could you imagine Mania opens? Just John Cena cuts the intro, like middle of the intro. Cena runs out and the thing.
Yeah,
Undertaker, where are you?
I would do it. I would do that.
Bro, can you imagine him on the pre-show? Like on the pre-show, he's just yelling at Renee Young's face. Where is he? Where is Mark Calloway?
Or what they do is during the Nia Jackson Alexa Bliss match, you have Cena run in, stop the match, it goes no contest, and then you get Cena versus Taker.
Yo, man.
That would be too sick.
Yo, oh, by the way, guys, in the Go Home show when Cena's cutting a promo, when he said "dead man walking," I was like, yo, come on.
I was marking
Where
it.
is he? When he
I was
said
marking
dead.
Yeah.
Y'all should have seen Young's face, because listen, the whole time he had this uncomfortable, I'm about to cry, but I really want to pop face, because he was like, WWE, don't do this to me, because he was saying like he had the same face, right? That was the exact same face he had. When the New Day were teasing who was coming out at Mania last year before the Hardys came, right? Because he was like, "Yo, don't do this to me, don't do it. Please, don't do this, Hardy. Please." And then the Hardy theme came, and he's like, "Yeah!" And so here Cena's cutting his promo, and he's just like, "Yo, don't do this to me. Just give me Mark. And then Undertaker didn't come, and he looked so angry, bro. He just went straight to bed, bro. But yeah.
Yeah. So
man.
something I guess like because either way we're gonna go. I'll say the matches and stuff because if we try to figure out the order, it'll probably take longer. But
Yeah, it'll be tougher.
But so yeah, I guess we'll do it. So Cena and Taker, if the match happens, who wins?
Taker.
If Taker doesn't wrestle again the next year,
Undertaker needs to win.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
because
End his career on a win.
because if he loses, wouldn't it be 3 straight losses?
That's just so pointless. Like, yo, listen.
That's
Here's the thing.
Doesn't need to win.
Listen, Brock Lesnar beating him, I get it at that time, because here's the thing: when Brock came back in 2012, they kind of mishandled him a little bit, where he jobbed to Triple H and John Cena within a year, and so they had to reestablish him when he beat Punk, and then he came back and breaks the streak, right? But and then they wanted to set him off on his title reign. That makes sense. Roman Reigns, he's the top guy. Taker was likely retiring at that time. It makes sense. John Cena, what does this do for John Cena? Like, what? Unless you're gonna randomly at age 41 now you decide to like turn him into a massive monster super heel. Like, this means like, no, let Undertaker ride off with a victory. Let him tombstone somebody 1, 2, 3 and just walk out.
Anything to gain from Cena winning.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll agree then Taker then I guess Taker.
He should, and if he doesn't, yeah,
I'm going with he pinned Cena clean with the last ride.
That would be the greatest finish in
Man
wrestling.
walking.
But let me see.
Top rope tombstone.
Oh yeah, no, it's two losses I think because he lost to wait, he lost to Roman last year.
Yes,
Or he
and he
won-
lost to Brock
he beat-
2 years prior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it wouldn't be 3 straight. If he loses this one, it'll be two straight.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
that'd be cancerous.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so Taker does take the W. Shout out to Cena. So we have in the card. So now the mixed match challenge. We'll go through quickly though these ones to get to the main event stuff. If Ronda loses this, then I'm bringing Young with me to shoot up Connecticut. But the fact of the matter is, if Vince wants to really establish Ronda Rousey to be a staple to the women's division going forward, especially with how big her character is, she needs to snap Steph's arm, and we don't see Steph again for a year. Like, let's just put it simple.
I have an alternate plan, but we'll continue. I'll wait.
Yeah, and then I say Ronda, they have to win. Ronda gets the pin or gets a submission.
I think either Ronda wins or like Ronda kills Steph, but somehow.
It's a DQ. Is it DQ? No, she kills and then Triple H gets a pin on.
How he beats Angle.
But then.
That's the only way. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just saying the only way.
Yeah.
So here's my booking idea. Ronda Rousey low blows Kurt Angle and turns heel in this match. And here's my reasoning. Because here's the thing. Rousey, if you just kind of let her win and just let her set her off on just a babyface solo run going into the spring, I don't know how much mileage you're gonna get out of that. Like besides maybe some like iffy matchups, I think it'd be perfect to kind of have like because Steph and Triple H already get good heat anyway, and people would be really annoyed if Rousey turned heel. Could you imagine post Mania, she's just saying like, yeah, they paid me off, and Stephanie and Triple H just bragging about how like at the end of the day. We run things here. We got the money. This and that. And then Rousey basically says, yeah, they paid me off, this and that. I want to be in with the bosses, and I want the power. And so, yeah, I linked up with the people that matter. Kurt Angle doesn't matter. And people are just, like, cursing her out, and they're just booing and stuff. And so you kind of have, instead of the idea that people throw around of, like, having Heyman as a mouthpiece, the mouthpiece could now be the heat magnets of Stephanie and Triple H, and they could just be kind of like her backers that they don't have to appear every week, but they're basically just in her corner. And so Rousey is just with them, and they could do all types of creative stuff to get heat, whether it be like appearing infrequently or just all kinds of other stuff, maybe just shoot like forcing opportunities that she doesn't deserve or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so
let me ask you this. I don't mean to prolong the conversation, but what's that called? What about if the plan does go that instead of that, and they set Ronda off by herself, but she's teamed up with Paul because apparently they want to give Paul E to Ronda. Now, if that happens, could you see her continue on as in the current role that she's in? I really love your idea. I think your idea is awesome.
I think she has to go heel in a way because I'm really not confident again in her promos because I think what's weird. I think it could be conspiracy theory, but I think she's doing this purposely to get with Paul. So Paul's work with her, so she just does the wrestling. You know what I mean? Because she can do promos and stuff like cuts off and whatever. But to actually,
so you think like she's maybe not going 100%?
I don't think And imagine that's what she's doing. She's doing this to work with Paul, and Paul.
Because here's the thing, because in UFC. Like, obviously, it's unscripted, but you are basically cutting promos every match you're hyping up and stuff. But, I mean, also there's the element of, like, you could say whatever you want. So she could literally just be like, yeah, I'm going to break that bitch's neck or whatever. But, like, you can't say that here.
Yeah, of course.
But, like, in a podium, you can't do that. But, I don't know. Maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
Here's the, Recon, I mean, what I would do with Heyman if it was up to me? He's the heel GM of SmackDown. That's what I would do with Heyman.
If Heyman's the manager for SmackDown, man. That do SmackDown 6?
Bro, yeah, I'm telling you, listen, man. With Daniel Bryan there and Heyman being a heel, bro, could you imagine? Like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Paul Heyman's SmackDown. First order of business: Daniel Bryan is suspended. Why? Because I felt like it. Now on to the show. Like, you're just like, people are just booing, bro. Like.
Paul would do that.
Could you imagine Dana with his wild hair like in a SummerSlam season? Could you imagine like people holding him back as he's trying to like run into the arena and Heyman screaming out like, "You'll never be on SmackDown again! I swear!" He's just screaming at him, yo, man. Just man the heel, bro. Heyman versus DB would be feud of the year, bro. I don't care what nobody says.
Yo, look, I got a concussion already today from laughing. I don't want the second one, but I do see that happening. That is factual.
That would be oh my god.
But yeah, I mean,
so flamed.
So we'll go with the tag match. So Ronda. So who we say is gonna win? Cause I say Ronda team. Team Ronda's winning.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna call this match to be the one with Goonery in it. So I'm actually gonna. You know what? I'm gonna believe the booking plan that I have. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it happens. Actually, Ronda heel.
Ronda turn, but she wins or loses going and turning
I
heel.
think she might.
Because if she turns heel, that would mean that, because that would be weird if she pinned one of them and then turned heel.
Yeah.
If she turns heel, this is main eventing the show.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
think so, Recon?
Yeah.
That could happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
You're insane.
I'm being dead
It's
serious
Vince,
because
Vince would do it.
Really?
that right there would make would you know how they love the ESPN headlines? Don't you
Yeah,
love
they
ESPN?
do.
Yeah. True.
But you could,
Yeah.
but you,
That could still be on ESPN and still be a
On
big
the mid-
deal
yeah.
and get all the pirate and stuff without it
on
main
top
eventing.
on top of Roman winning, bro.
but
Yeah,
then
John-
but then the
John
thing.
Cena getting married made it to ESPN.
But then that's the thing too, like you gotta remember too, because I know a lot of people are also saying possibly of like, you know, because Roman's like a tweener at this point. I think he's already admitted he's a tweener. He goes in the lines of face and heel. Again, the smaller margin that he becomes an antagonist, and Paul works with him as well. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Paul swerves us and does like what he did with Big Show, but instead does it with Roman. Roman still does his talking bits in there, but again, Paul's with them because he sees money in him. Because Brock, regardless of what we know, Brock's going back to UFC. And for his character, if he doesn't become the GM, he's going to be with someone who, you know, can make money for him in story. And Ronda, what I feel will benefit it, would be a great partnership with Roman at the same time. They could also do the crazy thing, which is a stable, and have them work together and stuff. Like, he's like a free agent. He'll go to anyone. It's almost like a... what's his name? The guy from like boxing and stuff. Don whatever.
Don
his
King?
name? Don King. If it's like a Don King, so he literally has a hero one here.
Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah, he's like Don King. Yeah.
I think Brock's fighting in SummerSlam, by the way.
You see him fighting at SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think he's gonna stay.
I'm gonna be straight up honest, man. I don't want to see Brock on my television screen again for the sake of the
Well, here's the
future of
thing.
the company, man. They need,
What if it's just a multi-month extension just to have like 2 more pay-per-view matches?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't want that.
He's gonna fight Lashley.
I really-
Even
Well,
Lashley?
Brock-
Okay.
even just so
versus
just so he
Lashley, I
has a
would love that for
lasting match.
SummerSlam. I would love that for
If it's that and it gets rid of Brock afterwards, then okay, I'll
If
accept
Lashley
it.
wins, he just gets like instantly a star.
Okay, how about this? What if Lashley does to Lesnar what Lesnar did to Cena at SummerSlam 2014? Like,
Okay.
What if Lashley's establishing match is him mauling and massacring? I'm not talking Goldberg squash. I'm talking like physically, brutally beating the living hell out of him, and Lesnar's like bloodied, wrecked, murked, and Lashley just walks off like, yeah, I just did that.
Yeah,
Like,
he
that
doesn't.
type
He
of
doesn't go
match.
for a pin or nothing. He just leaves because he knows what he just did.
Straight up
Oh,
does
bro,
that.
if he doesn't even pin him, that'd be goat, bro.
What is-
He does that, and the next man on Raw, you just realize like, I took Brock Lesnar out of WWE. It's not like he left on his own terms. No, Bobby just has claimed that I just annihilated him.
Yeah,
and he didn't want to show his face ever again here.
Yo, that'd be goat.
that'll be the greatest
fucking-
moment in the business,
Would
man.
Brock do that though?
A Brock.
I don't know.
Bro,
If you pay him enough, he'll do anything.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
I mean, he gives like Vince lap dances of all we know him backstage in Gorilla, so he can do anything he wants. But
Hey Brock, you're gonna get bodied by a black guy. How much am I getting paid for this? I'm giving you $600K for the show. All right, yeah, sure.
he's like thinking about all the deer he's gonna be shooting up after. Oh, okay, so moving on. So
He's already calling Sable for the celebration.
wait. So who do we say? Who do we say on the match? So we go through Ronda Rousey or Stephanie. Who wins?
The heels win.
Heels win. Okay, so so the heels win. But
This is hard, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
oh yeah.
It is kind
After
of
all
tough.
that
It is
talk-
kind of tough.
Yeah.
After
So
all that talk, I'm gonna say Hills win and Ronda turn.
okay. All right, fair enough.
All right.
So as long as Ronda doesn't get pinned, we're fine. But
Yeah,
So I guess-
Ronda
so-
is
so-
not getting paid.
so by
That
so
would be
yeah.
stupid.
So by the next match, I guess we could say the women's match, and we'll just try and go through real quick because I think it's Asuka that wins.
Wait. Time out last. Yeah, I just realized. I was this whole time I've been thinking about how you could do the swerve but have the heels win. I just realized it's literally low blow to angle. Triple H comes in pedigrees and then win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Charlotte versus Asuka. We assume the way it's gonna play out is Asuka's gonna win, and Carmella comes in and cashes in because what's her expiry thing on the Money in the Bank? Because eventually it's gonna come soon. Like it's a storyline.
It's
You have
going to expire in May.
So you have to do it now.
Yeah. No, I think I actually my prediction also. I think they're gonna have. I think
I'm
Charlotte
I'm just wondering if she can like cash in on Raw instead.
Oh yeah.
No. In storyline, it literally said SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown. Yeah.
Okay, then I think it's gonna happen. at Mania.
To me, I see this.
That's
as
why this
being,
year's
like,
is
one of those
different.
things-
Yeah, that's why this year's is different because it's a duel.
Yeah.
So they could always do for the next person, but it would have been making more sense
Yeah.
to it now, like that kind of thing. But
Obviously, look, they waited long. They waited this long because it's gonna be a Mania,
I think
and I'll.
that'd be a good way.
But do you understand how much heat? Do you understand how much heat
that's what
Carmella's
I'm
gonna have?
saying.
That is,
Like,
she's going to be like throwing like tomato cans, like
Dude,
they're gonna be going
Can you
in,
guys
man.
picture this? Could you guys picture Charlotte and Asuka like going 18 minutes straight, tearing the house down, like literally having like probably
And
the
Carmella
best
comes
match
in?
you've ever seen in your life, and in the middle of like one suplex or something, FABOLOU, and she's running down the freaking lane. Like,
Oh my god.
and she just does like a quick kick. And pins one
She
of them and just
she comes in
runs.
like Shawn Michaels down the thing, bro, like WrestleMania 12.
Do y'all remember when Charles Robinson ran like a mile down the WrestleMania lane in WrestleMania 24? Like when the first ref got knocked out when Undertaker
Oh
had
my
his face.
God.
It's gonna be that type of thing
And he
where
slid in the ring. Down.
Yeah, he's like he was running with his hair in the wind,
Alright.
just ran in.
So we agree. So Asuka wins and then Carmella cashes in.
No. I don't think the match is finished. I think it's literally.
I think Asuka wins.
Oh no! I
So
don't
we-
think it's
so we-
finished. I think. Do you realize how much more heat it would be if it's not a
Yeah,
finish?
true.
If it's that they're just going in
Yeah.
and the match just got cut off by a cash in and like Charlotte got pinned.
Let him finish
I mean,
it.
you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do, it makes sense. You could do that as well. Keep the streak. Because what I heard also is the rumors that they want to do Ronda versus Asuka the next one, which has been rumored to be pretty much the possible women's main event, like the actual what ends the show. And I'm thinking it would be sick because if Asuka keeps that streak going long enough, I think Ronda would be a legitimate person, especially if they build up to be like a psycho, like just beating the shit out of everybody pretty much.
I would have that. I would say that for Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
In inter-brand showdown between those two women. I would do that.
So you're saying Ronda as the women's champ, and then as Asuka as the SmackDown's champ.
If you want them champ, sure. If they don't have to be champ, Ronda doesn't have to be champ, but
Yeah,
I'll do
I
it.
was gonna say
Yeah.
that they shouldn't even be champs.
Yeah. Oh, but
But
that's my
you know,
thing.
you know
Cause
why
like,
it would be?
oh no, but I was gonna say because like then it's like because for Ronda like the next year, what will you be their next big match? Because I think for anything for the integrity of it, like if anyone's gonna end the streak, it would be Carmella through the heat, or it would be Ronda to establish herself as anybody else. Anyone, the only person I would say is Kyrie. But even though I like Kyrie,
Nah.
there's no way, man.
No.
You know.
So you know why I think it'd be more effective if she cashed in before a result happens, so that now you have grounds for a legitimate rematch with Charlotte and Asuka at another big show.
Yeah,
Because it's like it's like we last time we went at each other, we tore the house down, and we killed each other,
Yep.
and the match never got to finish. We don't know who the
Exactly.
better
Yeah,
woman
yeah, I agree.
is. We
By the
need
way,
to have another match.
Who do you
What's
think
up?
gets pinned? Who do you think gets the?
That Carmella? I
Yeah.
would have it be Charlotte because Charlotte's streak ended at an irrelevant pay-per-view last year, so she can afford to get pinned.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have it be Charlotte.
Because
But I would have it be-
realistically, I would have kept the pay per view streak going now, and then have Asuka win it, and then could you imagine how crazy that would have been if you had both streaks still ongoing?
If her streak was still
It hurt
going
both
on,
streak. Yeah, her. So Charlotte loses her streak, and then Asuka loses it to Carmella.
that would be like one of my most anticipated matches of the weekend. Then
That would
No
be
question.
insane.
Me too.
Because you understand, yo, Carmella
and
would be
that's
healed
saying
for
a lot
life.
me. Like that's a women's wrestling match, but yeah.
Like first off, the Instagram for her would go up like crazy, and she'd be the biggest heel in the company. Like,
Oh my god.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Carmella's cash-in is going to be hilarious, bro.
yeah. You would be so godly. Cass goes to SmackDown, right? And we see Cass bring down Carmella.
You said Cass what?
Cass brings down Carmella to the ring.
Oh my god.
He's in the.
baby.
Yo, he like rocket launches her straight to the ring.
Yo, by the way,
Oh
shout out
my
to
God.
Carmella's,
Instagram.
I was gonna say improvement.
Yeah, she's improved.
Yeah.
She's gotten better. She's gotten better. Could do a little bit better, but she's gotten better.
I think.
And
Yeah,
play?
she hasn't. She hasn't. I do think it's unfortunate that James Ellsworth got released. I feel like that was the most random and unnecessary release, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I think,
They were
because
really
I mean, his thing where he was doing that thing with AJ and Ambrose was getting old, but he found his little niche kind of being with Carmella. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't understand why he got released. But,
Yeah.
and we never got to see him face Gilbert, so I'm sorry.
That would have main evented this Mania.
Listen. Look, the minute I saw this guy, I was like, we need to see. I was like, if this guy is staying on this company, we need to see him face Gilbert.
That's true.
And the fact that we haven't gotten Gilbert versus Ellsworth depresses me. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
By the way, this is completely random, but do y'all think that Kurt Hawkins should have a
Be
mania?
Braun's partner.
Nah,
Have a mania
just
win?
have a mania like next year.
Ideally,
So,
Yo,
like,
you know what? What if Kurt Hawkins wins the Battle Royal?
they could. They
that-
could.
that would
It's
be-
very possible.
That'd be the biggest babyface win in the whole company. Yo.
Or the biggest
You
baby,
realize-
or the biggest
they-
babyface
They
win,
probably pop for him.
or the biggest babyface win.
no.
The biggest babyface win would for me, far booking,
Mhm.
right? It would be the night after Brock loses the title. He challenges anyone to an open challenge match, and he loses to a roll up to Kurt Hawkins.
Nah, that's not happening.
Do you understand, bro?
I feel like
The
something
Raw,
serious, like,
no.
goes into a
The
finish.
Raw after WrestleMania is supposed to be one of the loudest crowds. Do you understand? That building would lose its mind, bro. We're talking like Corkin level where they run down the ring. They would probably do it for Hawkins, bro.
I think they actually should do is have Finn versus Roman on that Raw and Finn win. No joke.
On which Raw? Oh, you know what's the funny thing? I actually suggested I didn't. 'Cause it would be kind of sick if they did this, but like, could you imagine if Roman lost his title on the Raw after Mania? That would be some like
Yeah,
super
that's what I'm
wild
saying.
stuff, right? Yeah, like that would be
But
freaking
even
crazy.
even though we say that it'll be super wild stuff, wouldn't that make you want to tune in next week? Like
Yeah,
I
it
would do
There
it.
you go.
I'd
Yeah,
do
it would.
it.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Like, can you imagine ending the show with like a heel Balor over like a beaten up Reigns and he just holds the belt over?
Yo, listen. It's just like this. Like Roman's just cutting his coronation promo, and Balor's like, "Yeah, that's fine and all, but I've never lost that Universal title, and I've been saying it for all year, and I'm sick and tired.
You're
I'm not getting my
insane.
title match. I am Finn Balor, the first Universal Champion." And then Roman's like, "Yo, well, you know what, Finn? Go to the back of the line. Go in the line." And Angle comes down and he's like, "No, tonight we're gonna get a title match, blah blah." And then that's when Finn goes full heel in the main event, and maybe you get the club interfering, you get some chair shots, and Balor wins the thing back. That'd be pretty wild.
Yo,
It would definitely be a Raw after Mania to remember.
It would. It definitely would.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then Roman be
Oh,
chasing.
man.
Yeah. But if he wins the IC title, they get the Universal.
Could you imagine Finn does like that click thing where they do the pointing towards the entrance, and then randomly all hears "shock the system."
Yo, bro, I'd mark out like a mad. You don't even know, bro. I'd mark out.
Listen. Undisputed Era merges with the Balor Club for a super
What-
6-man stable.
What about KO and Sammy? What about if KO and Sammy show
They
up?
join the
Like,
club.
like,
They join the
and-
club.
and join up with Finn.
Yo.
I
Oh
was gonna say
man.
Phil Brooks, but that's good too.
Hey, yo, you understand how crazy it'll be, Phil? It's like you go back to your friends, you go back to the wrestlers in the back, but most importantly,
Yo, the godly Cobra
you
Triple
go
H
back to the
tonight.
clique, and then he just goes to the leader and just goes Punk walking down. He's like the mastermind. He create all of this, like.
He's just,
But yeah,
I've waited 4 years for WWE to crown their top guy just so I could do this. And he just GTS is rolling.
he's like, "Are you happy
Oh.
now?"
Punk legit though. Punk returning and Brian like returning back to like things. This is probably like the
We'll make this the most godly year in a long time.
this be like the best era in like so many years for
Yeah, because I
that'd be
talked about this before with Recon before and Silva, because I remember like my ideal thing if they were gonna set up a Bryan and Dragon versus Punk match at Mania was like they have like, let's say Punk comes down to the ring, like already crowd going crazy, he doesn't say a word, just looks at the WrestleMania sign, usually look at the ropes and stuff, and then you hear Dragon's music comes out, and then they're hinting towards the match. They go into the ring, they're both looking at the WrestleMania sign, they just look at each other like to the side and stuff, and they just kind of nod their heads and they just walk back.
Like,
You listen.
That would be crazy.
I think Punk Bryan, if it ever has an opportunity to happen,
Again, yeah.
Phil needs to go full psycho super heel.
Yeah.
And it'll be hard to get him to, because he can easily play that, and it'll be hard to get people to boo him. But
yeah, exactly.
if I could trust anybody to trying to get themselves to get booed, it would be Phil Brooks, considering he's successfully done it like twice. Like, first of all, like when he was with the SES, and then middle 2012, he's like the most over guy on the roster, and Vince asked him to turn heel, and he did it. And by the end of the year, he was getting heel heat. So I think because I've seen him grow beards. Yo, what if you had Phil like do a kind of a Tommaso Ciampa look of like shaved head, long, big ass beard with a gray streak in it, bro? Like he's just like
that'd be crazy.
I think Phil could pull that. I'm gonna break Daniel Bryan's neck again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure this time
look,
I end his life.
Wait,
like,
so
he's just like, can you imagine saying something like that? He's just, Daniel, this time you're not coming back. In fact, this time you're not even gonna breathe.
So
he just says some super wild.
Yeah, I just want to say because I want to try to get the last. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was gonna say because trying to get the last. My bad. I was gonna say we're trying to get the last matches and stuff because like we were really on this for a while, but so Charlotte and Asuka, we said Asuka's winning.
Yeah, Carmella.
Oh no, Carmella's just winning that.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying the actual. She okay. So Carmella, yeah. Okay, I say for the heel heat, I say Asuka wins and then Carmella comes in and just pins her somehow.
That'll be so sick.
Yeah, but so the next one, so we'll just go through this, so we'll quickly wrap it up soon. But I would assume obviously it's gonna be AJ versus Knock, and Knock's probably gonna win the belt because AJ's going over the Raw. You agree on that?
I think so. Though I think AJ could still win.
Yeah, that's one match that can go either way.
Yeah.
Because legit, if AJ wins, it'll be fantastic storytelling for all of us who are watching since all the way back in like 2016 with the original match. But the thing is, it depends on where they want to go because AJ's been champ for quite some time, and he's still a champ. I mean, good God, bro, can you imagine? Especially with people moving up, can you imagine like the main event scene?
Yo, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan.
AJ.
If Seth goes.
But then the other thing too is you gotta remember is that AJ's walking into this not 100%. Like he's hurt, still going into it. So I think if you want to keep, like I said before, he said he wants to be here for another 2-3 years, 4 maybe, before he wraps it up, at the highest level. And if you want to keep that, I think you get Knock to win, let him heal up, go trade to Raw, do his thing afterwards, right? Or unless they don't make the trade, he stays on SmackDown.
Wait. You guys think AJ should turn heel in this match?
No.
What I'm saying is like Knock wins, right? Because AJ has the injury. That's what I'm saying. He has this injury going in, so he needs time to heal. Otherwise, you ain't gonna have AJ for like Bobby Fish timeline, which is 6 months. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to keep that. So Knock wins, right? But you also at the same time you can keep AJ there, let him heal up, because then you can build up to maybe a SummerSlam or something where he gets to win afterwards, right? That's like one scenario. Or again, you have AJ win. Do the unthinkable and they move the WWF title or the WWE title to they move the F title.
I mean FE whatever the fuck.
So they move the WWE title. They move this to Raw, and then the Universal title moves to SmackDown. Because even if it has the red and thing,
that'd be so weird.
Yeah,
they'd have to repaint it.
I just don't think they're gonna do it, but
they won't.
Possibly.
I mean,
I don't think so. But...
Yeah, I mean
I think that's the most problematic thing about this new brand split, about how like
the colors.
In the past, like you didn't label belts by brands, and so you there was no issue if you wanted to switch WWE and World Heavyweight titles, like there was no problem with that. But now it's like if Universal goes to SmackDown, you got to like repaint it into like
they're probably gonna switch the US with the IC.
Probably they could, yeah, they probably could.
That's the only one they cancel. That kind of sucks. Like I hate that it's like that.
Yeah, so I'll say so for me, I think because Knock kind of does need this because considering all the build up and stuff, and AJ's already a star as he is. So if he takes a loss, it's not bad. On Knock, it kind of is, especially like imagine
Knock needs to win.
Yeah, so Knock wins this one. But the thing is, Knock wins. I think Knock beats AJ. Yeah. Does Knock face AJ for a rematch? Because if he goes to Raw, then like he's moving on to someone else, right?
He might not go to Raw.
If AJ stays on SmackDown, I would do that rematch not right away. Maybe at a later date, or you could add a step to it and do it on at a further period. But here's the thing, being that they're both baby faces and Shinsuke is limited in promos, I feel like there's just limited things you can do in a program between the two, which is why it only works as just a dream match one-time scenario. Which is why if you're gonna follow up on it, AJ has to kind of go heel, but so if you're gonna keep them baby faces like that, then it kind of has to just be like, all right, congrats, you won this for now. I'll face you again sometime. Like I feel like it would have to be that kind of deal. But
yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, I say no. I say,
This match, I can only see like the match ending with a Kinshasa. When I like picture it,
but to the
Yeah.
to the back of the head or the front of the head.
both.
So wait. So I'm gonna propose a scenario. So we have an Ibushi moment where he kicks out of the Kinshasa at 1, get hips up, gets ready to get back, and then Nakamura just hits him one more time, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if Ibushi could pull it off, AJ should pull it off.
Yo, I just had another idea. What if Heyman was the GM? Could you imagine Universal title switches to SmackDown and he's like, next order of business on Paul Heyman's SmackDown, I am a man of tradition, a man of history, and so this red piece of garbage that I have in my hand will now be rechristened as the World Heavyweight Championship. And you just see like the smoke through the thing or whatever. He gets it out and he just replaces it.
I mean, they honestly should. That title is the big juicy red fruits.
Yeah.
Shit.
I will admit for some reason it looks solid on Brock, but like before that, I don't know what it is. Like on him it looks okay, but like when KO was holding it, like Finn, I was just like, ew, bro, like this belt is like, yo. But I remember how I felt when I first.
Finn rocked it. I thought.
Really?
I think what they do, they burn the bell, man, like Rhino did.
When I first saw it, like right before that title match, I got so angry, bro.
Yeah.
I got used to it on KO, but that's because he held it for a long time.
Yeah. So what was our thing? So what was our
thing?
thing then? So Knock wins or AJ wins?
I got Nakamura.
I said Nakamura.
Yeah,
What about you guys?
I think Nakamura's winning.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Takatsuki.
Bro, a better question would be, do you guys think he's gonna wear his crown in the entrance?
I think they kind of have to
I think that'd be
to play
sick.
homage to the match because I think he came out to the crown as
For
well.
real, the thing I'm most looking forward to for Mania is the entrance.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
As always.
It always, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be so many great ones.
All right. So now we're at the main event. Sadly, it's the main event to me, but it's gonna be a good match. But the build, I understand where Evil's coming from. The builds. My bias, I know. Shinio Progress. I understand where Evil's coming from, though. The booking, I don't think is strong enough to be the main event. Match-wise, it should be, but the build is not there. The story, however, will be good because you finally get rid of Brock Lesnar for the time. You have a full-time wrestler as a champ. Roman's going to go over. Like, there's no question. Roman's going over.
That's the obvious part.
There's no. If Brock were to retain, that would be the stupidest decision
That'd be
Vince
so
McMahon would ever
weird.
create.
Yeah, that's just not a good idea.
Unless you don't have a main event, Brock retains and then drops it on Raw the next night to some really shocking person.
Yo, they're not gonna do that to Roman.
If
They're
they
not gonna do that. I mean, obviously not gonna do
Roman's asking for his release, and Rock's gonna help him
Roman.
out if that happens.
that.
No, man, Roman's gonna take it. If he does, then Rock's calling up Vince
Yo,
with
Roman's gonna win with one spear.
No, oh hell no.
He's tanking.
You know
He's
what?
tanking an F5 a few times. We know
Yeah.
that for a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah,
He's
you
taking
know
like
what?
5 F5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
know what? If
On
you
the-
want to
on the
make this
Saturday.
interesting, if you want to make this interesting, because I mean, I think it's pretty inevitable that
Okay.
Roman's winning. I think what would make this appealing though is if you have them kind of go hard, and if you guys remember, Austin versus Rock at WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold Rock didn't go down after like 2 or 3 Stone Cold stunners. Stone Cold hit Rock with his own move, a rock bottom, and it didn't put him down. And if you remember, that's when he started to whip the chair out, and Vince came out and he was like, you know what, fuck this, right? And so, in the same vein, what if Roman multiple Superman punched him, multiple spears, Brock is still kicking out, and that's kind of where he gives Heyman the visual cue, and that's where the heel turn happens.
That would be really good.
If
bring, like,
Roman happened
great
to,
talent.
let's just say hypothetically, if he turns heel here in the main event of WrestleMania 34, that would be one of my favorite WrestleMania.
It would.
Like no question. I think that'd be one of my favorite moments in WrestleMania. Only because it's something that's been built up for so long, and I feel like from a television standpoint, the TV would be so good after that, because it would be so interesting to see every single crowd reaction after the fact.
Yeah.
Because with Roman in that role as like the main heel, even though I always saw him corporate champion, but like as a basically in the Brock Lesnar role, as in feeding into the same thing that he hated in the Brock Lesnar thing, I think it'd be good from a storyline perspective, man. And
Could you man Roman on? Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, could you man Roman on Raw after me? And he's like, for 4 weeks, I ranted and I talked about Brock being a part-time champion and me busting my ass week in and week out, and none of you appreciated and he just kind of his whole like motive could just be like, where he's just like, look, you know, Brock's a part-time dude. I'm the guy who I was telling you week in and week out. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing the house shows. I'm busting my ass. I've been here so long, and it really doesn't matter to any of you. So you know what? Yes, I'm gonna link up with Paul Heyman, and I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna do it on my terms, and that's just how it's gonna be. And I don't care what you think about that. And the crowd this just gives them more excuse to boo him since they already want to anyway.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna add this in. I know it's troll and stuff, but like to me that would sound like the Samoan gender. But I mean, like I'm saying, it's like you didn't believe in me, you didn't protect me. Like it would be like that. But it would be good though to see Roman do that. That definitely. It would be a dynamic thing. I mean,
heel Roman would be godly.
Man. I mean, like the crowd would pop. The crowd would definitely pop for it because it's like finally it happened. But then he could just like fuck you, like straight up, like.
Can you man Heyman screaming at fans for booing Roman? He's like, "You're booing a guy that beat the Undertaker. You're booing the best Samoan in wrestling history." They boo crazy for that.
He does.
Rock is a Samoan. He's like, "He's the best Samoan in history."
Yo, he pulls out his phone, bro. He pulls out his phone.
Bro, can you imagine like Heyman loses it and he says he's even better than Brock Lesnar?
Yo, that would be
Can
crazy.
you imagine that, bro?
Yo.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
That would be crazy. But yeah, so Roman gets the W, more or less, and no question.
Yeah, it just depends on what happens after that.
Yeah,
or how he gets to that.
You know what? I think it's perfect that we speculate that on the WrestleMania stream after the show, because from then we'll know the whole direction there. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll probably after WrestleMania. I think probably.
Can I toss something in? I wanted to say because could you imagine like Elias? Because I do think Elias is gonna be on the show in some capacity, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he's just like, "Hello, I'm Elias. This is WrestleMania," and it wouldn't be WrestleMania without the greatest musician WWE has ever seen. If you smell with the Rock, and he pulls up with his guitar, bro.
Yeah.
He's just, yo, man, Rock concert. Listen, yeah.
I thought you heard Tony Schiavone in the background. The hottest band in the world.
Yo.
Kiss.
Listen, Rock concert versus Elias.
Yeah, that'd be godly, man.
Yo, that'd be entertaining.
That'd be good. That'd be Guitar Hero 4 level, man.
They come to a mutual understanding mid segment, and they sing a duet, bro.
Yeah, but
now that's a WrestleMania moment.
That would. It would. But yeah, man.
And at the end of the song, he gets Elias gets rock bottom.
Yeah.
As he should.
But
yeah.
I think this weekend we can say this is probably the most excited we've probably been from a wrestling standpoint, because NXT is gonna be really, really good. I think it's probably one of the best manias we're gonna be seeing in a while. From a card standpoint, the match out structure. Hopefully, the way the structure is gonna be, they'll be fine. But I think overall matches will be great.
Potentially like top tier mania.
Yeah, it could top tier, like top 10. Would we say?
Potentially.
Yeah, I would say, like it has a chance. It has a chance.
Yeah, how it goes, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say it has a chance.
Yeah,
like the card.
It depends on card structure, booking.
If Roman turns heel at the end, it's top 5. Like I'm not even questioning.
Yeah. We could be seeing potential 5-star. I mean, 4.5, 4 and 3, maybe 5 with AJ knock.
If AJ and Nakamura went first, and Roman turned heel, how would you feel about it?
If it's a 5-star classic, it's like top 3 mania of all time, because it's just like Ebo said earlier. For me, as much as I love the WWE title, man, at this point, with the way that like the network is and the way that they've been taking out the prestige and all these belts, if the damn thing opens the show, but it's like a 35-minute godly slobber knocker classic, whatever, man.
That's all we're gonna remember.
Whatever, yo. That's gonna be the one thing I remember from this mania is how good that match was.
People like, here's the thing. AJ versus Shane was billed as one of the bigger matches of Mania last year, and it caught us all off guard when it opened the show. And yet, a year later, it's one of the more memorable matches from the show, and one of, if not the best match on the show.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Yeah,
but that was like a showcase. It wasn't a title match. So.
Oh no, I don't think it should open at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if it did happen. I just think that this card is stacked enough that if almost every match delivered, it would still be top tier show.
I'm legitimately excited for every match.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, same.
I think it's just general. NXT is gonna be great. WrestleMania is gonna be great. Even like the Independence is gonna be so good. Like I'm gonna be keeping track on Twitter.
Yo, do you guys know what the card is for Super Card of Honor? Because I only know the main event off the top of my head.
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up actually, because I had it before. But
And I'm equally excited for the Raw after Mania because yo, after this Mania, the consequences, bro, like of everything, I cannot wait for the Raw after Mania. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. So I'll run it down real quickly. We do predictions another time after. But Kelly Klein versus Mayu Iwatani, Sumi Sakai and Tennille Dashwood. That's a pre-show. And then it's
Emma.
Yeah. So Chucky T and Jonathan Grisham, that was confirmed to start the show. Briscoes versus Jay Lethal and Tanahashi for the tag titles. Kenny King.
Jay Lethal and Tanahashi.
Yeah. Kenny King.
That's a strong team, bro.
Kenny King versus Silas Young in a last man standing match for the television title.
Really
Tomohiro Ishii versus Punishment Martinez, which that's gonna be punishment. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
SoCal Uncensored, which is Daniels, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky defend the 6-man tag titles in a ladder match against the Bucks and Flip Gordon.
That's gonna be a spot fest, bro. Holy crap.
That's gonna be super.
Hangman versus Kota Ibushi. That's gonna be the next match after that, and then the winner of the pre-show matches will face off for the inaugural Woman of Honor match. If I had to go to prediction, it's Mayu Iwatani taking on Emma, and because I don't see Mayu. She could do a Sakai thing where Sakai's working from Stardom to Ring of Honor. But personally, I love Mayu. I think her wrestling is just some of the best in the world. Only EO's tops it. But I think Emma might be there for the long term. And Emma, so Emma might. Agreed. I think Emma will win that. But at least it'll be something where.
God, she's gonna get her "You Deserve It" chant as Vince is laughing.
But the thing is, my thing is, but my thing is like Mayu's gonna make her work. There's no question. Mayu's gonna be like, you want this belt, you better work for it. Like. She's gonna. I really think she's gonna really bring it out of Emma. Like, you want to come to the Independence and make it see for yourself. Like, you gotta work it. Like, do something. Like, prove to me you want this belt, man. That's the thing with I love about Mayu. Mayu's character, especially now where it's going in Stardom. Like, I can see it. She's changed her hair. She's got the dark hair. She's gonna be serious, man. It's gonna be nice. Yeah. And then we have let's see. Oh, so we have so it'll be Dalton Castle and Marty Scurll because they're gonna put Cody and Kenny Omega as the main event. How much build it has, and I
no question.
I think Marty should win it against Dalton because I'm not a big fan on Dalton Castle's title reign. A good wrestler, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling the reign. So Marty should win it. But
can you imagine Marty Scurll as the Ring of Honor champion?
Yeah.
And yet Cody and Kenny are fighting over the top spot. That would cause drama automatically.
It would.
Like Marty's like, I'm the world champ.
Yeah.
Like why ain't I the leader? You know what I'm saying?
And then Tama Tonga,
that would automatically continue that storyline.
And Tama Tonga too, because he's like the OG leader and stuff. So you have 4-way. For the thing.
I'm telling you, bro. It would prove for some very good storytelling. So I like it.
Yeah, but regardless though. Regardless. Oh, really? Echo. Maybe Ebo.
What you guys say? What happened?
There's an echo.
There's an echo.
Again? What?
I don't know, Evo.
And your mic is lower. No.
Okay. How about now?
Let me see.
Oh,
yeah, we're good. All right, so we're gonna close it out basically. But appreciate you guys coming through, of course, for the WrestleMania predictions, Takeover predictions, and a little bit of Ring of Honor as well. Let us know down in the comments though which show you're excited for the most: WrestleMania, Takeover, Ring of Honor, Evolve, Progress, whatever guys shows you guys think could be worth watching that we didn't talk about today. Let us know, as well as your predictions, who you think is gonna be winning each matchup, that kind of stuff. Let us know down in the comments. I appreciate Ebo, Silva, Recon, Moose, who was here before, for coming through, and definitely stay looking forward to the I would say like 30 minutes, 45 minutes after Mania ends, to kind of like get like ourselves into like the mode afterwards to kind of talk on stream. So we'll have like an after stream for sure, talking about the weekend stuff and our thoughts on Mania and Takeover.
So drained.
So yeah, we could probably either do that on our Monday night, depends on how we're feeling. But stay tuned for that on the channel. If you guys enjoyed the stream, we've been here for almost 2 hours now. Like the stream if you guys enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. And yeah, with that being said, we're gonna catch you guys in the next one. So Commodore Laz signing out. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care.
Vince gang.
FABULOUS.
Could you? Oh.